Hey now! Happy Thanksgiving to my people. What is up, you guys? It's your boy JG. Man, it's great to be back. It's been a minute. Yes, it has. And we've already got the poopy doopy dropping it. What's up, man? I do want to give a shout to Pocket Watch, our first one of the day. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me see if this fits right in where I hope it's going to fit right in. Pocket Watch. I was going to try to sneak these in right here. Close. Very, very close. I can move that down a little bit. This is for our new, interface, I guess, for basketball. Spread Attack says, happy Thanksgiving, JG. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I'm going to give you one of these, dude, for the first one. Oh, my gosh, I have sound effects turned off. There we go. SM008 says, dang, boys, just finished off a bottle of vino and a pound of turkey. Boom. Then stumbled into the drain. Boom. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, so stoked to have you here, SM. Rob D in the house. Spread Attack, of course. Poopy Doopy. JC23. Yo, Malcolm. What's up, man? Great to see you on this Thanksgiving. I know D Lucky was trying to be the first one in today, but no. War Eagles 0-2. Bradford P also in the house. Probably need to adjust that type, don't I, a little bit. It's a little big. This is our first time, our first minute so far on our new interface for basketball, and I didn't get it quite right, but that chat box sometimes can be a little cantankerous. Just a little, nothing big, and I'm going to make that adjustment right now. All right, so we got our season opening game ahead of us. This is the roster here to the left, which you guys might need. I'm certainly going to need because some of these numbers are going to take me by surprise a little bit. But I just want to continue something, I think, before we start the season. Something I've been talking about. Ed D in the house. What up, yo? Pocket Watch says, well, where's the J. Jacobs Big Vision picture? I was thinking we would just do this hello, my name is, since everybody's part of the BP fan club, and we'll just change it that way. And if Big Vision is needed, we will go back to Big Vision next week. You know, we're just trying to figure out some different kinds of stuff as it goes. So we were talking a little bit on the bunker about this season and what's going to happen, like what's going on. We've had a lot of folks who aren't familiar with what's going on saying things like, why would Auburn allow themselves to be cut so badly and give up scholarships and give up postseason play and all this stuff? Listen, man, it's a pretty serious situation, right? I mean, Chuck Person did some bad stuff that, is not great. And they know that. And Oklahoma State got knocked around pretty good. And I think that gives you an idea what they've got to do. So they went ahead and spread all this stuff out. They did. They sat D'Angelo and Big Austin Wiley 2 years ago. They took the recruiting restrictions last year. They're taking the postseason restrictions this year. And I think they're still going to have to lose a scholarship or two, but they'll do that next year. Or maybe one this year, one next year, one next year, 1 year after that. One scholarship maybe for each year, Two total over 2 years. To me, that's a better idea than taking it all at once. You spread it out. All right, so they're going to go with Turbo at point, Flanny at 2, Devin at 3, JT gets a start. And Jalen is a de facto center, I guess. Interesting. Okay, they're really not going to go with Stretch or Dylan at this point. All right, so we're going to tip this bad boy off. We're jumping right into it. And I mean, listen, guys, I haven't been able to see practice at all, so this is news to me. I mean, some of this is. All right, running a lot of the same stuff so far. It's just one set, though. They're not afraid to have JT out. Looks like Turbo got, not a great first take there. But, I mean, that's fine. All right, so we know at this point we think Flanagan is going to be their best on-ball defender. And he was not on the ball in that particular situation, but not a big deal. See, Devin looks about the same. JT's a little taller than I thought he was. Man, he's tall. For a guy who reportedly has pretty good handle, there goes Devin's first shot. Missed it. Doesn't look like he's worked on his mechanics a whole lot. Okay, so Turbo opens the game with a stuff at the basket, and then he has a weird turnover trying to feed it inside when he should have just shot it. Boy, JT's long. Good golly. Look out. He did a nice job of getting in position, but oh gosh. Okay. There's BP and that glorious beard, huh? How you guys been fussing about that for a while? I think that St. Joe's dude who's in the costume over there, I think he has to keep going the whole game like that, flapping his arms. He'd have to work out like that all year long, you know? He must work out. All right, JT got a little bit up in the air there. I really can't do play-by-play in basketball, can I? Because, I mean, we got to be like exactly on the same page if we're going to do that. PP had some really nice things to say about Billy the other day. Him being like from the Villanova coaching tree, the Jay Wright coaching tree. Which tells me right there they're going to pay a lot of attention to defense, which is something that's very important to Jay Wright at Villanova. It seems sloppy and ragged right now. Nice rebound there. Flanagan fighting. He's a fighter now. Jalen in there fighting too. Rob D says Auburn has received more punishment than any other team for the same crime. I mean, right now they're about even with Oklahoma State right now for what I think is a very similar situation. So, you know, to me, it's not a huge difference. But Oklahoma State didn't that's a nice dish right there. That was Dylan? Well, who had Dylan Cardwell for first assist of the year? How about that, huh? Look at him defending out there on the perimeter, too. Cardwell's an interesting case. You know, he was really good on the camp circuit, but in high school, you know, he was hurt his last year and didn't play much. And I thought it was kind of a speculative pick on him, and we'll see how that pays off over time. You know, Cambridge was kind of that way too. He was a guy who kind of blew up on the EYBL late in his high school career, and a lot of people weren't convinced that what they were seeing on the EYBL circuit was real, that he was just kind of a flash in the pan. But BP and his staff, Coach Stephen Pearl, among others, thought that he was making genuine progress. And I think to this point, I can't do exact score updates. I just can't keep up with it that much, Tiffany. But I'm going to do that periodically. It's 2-4 right now. Powell just checked in for the first time. I didn't think that it looked very organized with Turbo at the point. So they got Jamal in there now. They've got Justin Powell in there now. Dylan Cardwell. I would imagine he's going to play a lot of dudes today. Give everybody some playing time. Starting lineup was Turbo at 1, Flanagan at 2, Cambridge at 3, JT Thor at 4, and Jalen at 5, de facto 5. You know how Pearl is. Sometimes he doesn't run centers per se. And so his second group in here is JP at point. Looks like he's got Jamal at 2. No, he's probably got Flanagan at 2, Jamal at 3. Cardwell. I haven't gotten the whole group yet here with the second group. I don't know if Jalen's still in there. BP said 10 people today. Okay, so he's probably just going to posse him right now. There's your boy Justin Powell. All right, so they left Jalen in there. So we still haven't seen Stretch, and we still haven't seen Chris Moore yet. Of the people that I expected to see today, I was not expecting to see Sharif Cooper for obvious reasons. So let's see what Justin Powell can do here as a point guard. The big word on him is he's a great catch and shoot guy. Not as quick on the ball maybe as he should be. Flanagan showing some quickness there. You always got to remember he's left-handed. Slow on the closeout there from JP, but it was all right. I mean, he didn't hit it. That's a weird shot. All right. Hey, Coach Pearl, take that muzzle off. All right, spread attack. Appreciate it, brother. It's just different. I don't think we ever did basketball like real in game last year. We were just we just started picking up post game as the season wore down. So it's a little bit different, yeah. Ooh, damn! Jalen got up on that block right there. Oh, they gave it a goaltend, I guess. All right, so I got 4-7 now. With buckets from Flanny. All right. JP's got to be a little more careful. Nice steal there by Stretch in the open court. So we've seen Stretch now. We've seen 10 players. As promised, pocket watch. Couple of risky passes from JP so far that should be just standard. Got an over and back. They've been saying for a while now, Stretch is he's the guy who's like the most, he communicates more than anybody, that you would think that he's like the captain of the team. Which, and they don't mean that in a bad way. They mean like he's just the guy that's talking, you know. All right, I need to pull up these stats and make sure there's some stuff here I'm not missing. Man, it's a beautiful day here in Central Alabama. I thought it was going to be rainy, but it's like cloudless and sunny and really, really nice. So that's a good thing. That's big. That's my favorite kind of Thanksgiving. Auburn so far is 2 of 5 from the floor. St. Joe's is 3 of 6. 4 rebounds for Auburn, 3 for St. Joe's. I mean, it's still really early. But we've already seen 10 in the first 2 shifts, so that's interesting. I expected that, but, you know, a lot of times coaches get weird about that. But he knows what's going on here. I'm telling you, you've always got to look at this season. It's basically a developmental season. I mean, we're being real about it. We got a super chat coming through. Oh, man, Crocosiles is basketball season. Boom. Glad to have you, Crocosile. Here is part of our first basketball show of the whole year. Rob Deese's defense is looking good. Need better ball control. Agreed. Thought it got a little bogged down with Turbo. It seemed to be flowing a little bit better with JP, but he was getting the ball tipped on some passes that normally you don't see the balls get tipped on. So he's being a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to say soft. Each pass needs to be a little bit more specifically catered for that situation, I guess. I haven't had a single sip of bourbon today yet. I mean, it is Thanksgiving. I just ate. Our family ate at 1:30. Want to make sure we got that in, and yeah, Tucker P in the house. Tucker, what up? It was nice meeting you. My friend Johnny and I had a chance to meet you last weekend, I guess. Hope you're having a good time down in South Alabama, where you're at. Bourbon Bowl says, happy Thanksgiving, JGT. Can't stay long. Got family over. I understand that. WDE, go Bruce. Give you a clap for that one, Big Daddy. Glad to have you, Bourbon Bowl. Let's see. Spread of taxes looking like I figured it would. A little ragged. I mean, when you think about Flanagan and Devin being your like weathered seniors, I mean, I know that Jamal is the oldest guy on the team, but you know he is. He's like a 7th, 8th guy. I mean, Devin and Flanagan are really your 2 guys. Auburn's got to play Gonzaga tomorrow. That game tips off at 11 a.m. Central. There's Mark Few. She's probably reading auburnsports.com to get the scoop on everything going on basketball-wise with BP and the team. Gonzaga, by the way, is a Jesuit school in Spokane, Washington. Former home of John Stockton, the great Utah Jazz point guard, Hall of Famer. One half of the greatest pick and roll team ever. He and the mailman, Karl Malone, who has been to an Auburn football game because I met him at an Auburn football game. He is, look at there. Nice steal by, goodness gracious. Jalen was on the break there, and then he wasn't. All right, so now they got a mixture of guys in there. They got Jamal in there and JP along with Devin and Jalen. Probably need JT Thor in there too. I can't see everybody. Ooh, nice. That's Jamal Johnson doing what Jamal Johnson does right there. He's a hustler, man. He's a hustler. I said earlier I thought JT would be in there. It's actually Stretch. Boy, if you ever play Stretch and JT together, wow, you're going to have some tall dudes in the paint now. JP with his first shot. Missed it a little bit. Great offensive rebound, though. It's like Jamal put one back. Kyle W. says Jamal's defense has improved. Yeah, he seems a little quicker to me. There's a lot of dudes and Kobe Bryant. Well, 2020 really, it's been a bad year, but it started off bad when Kobe died in January. It feels like forever ago, doesn't it? The longest year in history. This is a really ragged game. Good golly. I will say this, Auburn's energy level is really high. They're playing really hard. So, all right, we got Turbo back at point. The only guy I was expecting to see we haven't seen now, I guess, is Chris Moore in the 5, who would be like a beefy 3 or a small 4 if we see him. Turbo pulls up, little shimmy for a 3. You know, that was the thing about him is that they didn't think he was a great on-ball dude, and that's why he wasn't. He has a point guard body, but they don't like him at point guard all that much because he's just not awesome with the ball in his hands. He's better moving without the ball and then maybe being a spot-up shooter or take it to the hole. Defense is Crocodile says he likes the defense, and I have to agree. It looks pretty good. All right, so what we just had happen there was Flanny took a weird-looking 3, which is kind of standard for him, and then Stretch got in there and got a nice offensive rebound. Auburn's got a few already. Get the official tally here. Auburn's got 4 offensive rebounds already. I kind of got this feeling when BP was talking on the Zoom the other day that he felt like his offense was a little bit ahead of his defense, and he didn't want it to be that way. But I think right now he'd be really satisfied with what he's seeing defensively. Another rebound for Jalen. We got a super chat coming through. My man Ryan S. has been here a bunch for us lately. Appreciate you, bro. He says it's turbo time. We're going to see a lot of turbo today for sure. Another nice pass. Inside to Devin, who made a little cut there. And I guess did that come from Jalen up high? It did indeed. They've had 2 really nice, incisive passes from post all the way to the bucket. Not from the point guard either time, that's very telling, I think. Great court awareness from really everybody on the floor. I just don't even know how he makes those shots. He has such a weird. His shot really isn't weird. It's just the way he loads it is weird. It's kind of sideways. So the way Cambridge defended that, right, he kind of shepherded him down the lane knowing that Dylan was behind him to provide backup. See, I was right there. He's not going to get a foul. He knows Dylan's on patrol there, and then Dylan did what he does. And the thing about Auburn right now is you've got three guys. St. Joseph's hit a three. You got three guys, well, really four, that I think can provide some serious rim protection. I mean, Stretch, obviously. Dylan, obviously. I think JT is going to be able to help them a lot, and Jalen to some degree. Boy, you know, I was thinking about who Dylan Cardwell reminded me of just looking at him physically. I know who it is now. For those of you who are kind of old school people, Brian Williams that played at Arizona, later known as Bison Dele. He looks just like him. It's like that big chest, a skin tone. He wears 44. Kind of a rough and tumble dude. You can tell Dylan just does not care. Like he's going to hit people and he doesn't care. He's a physical player. Boy, Devin was thinking about taking that shot right there from 17. I was like, I don't think so. I'm with you, Spread Attack. He thinks that Dylan looks pretty long. He sure does. I mean, and BP trusts him to defend way out there, too. I mean, he shows some. Oh, don't do it. Great defense right there by Dylan. Wow. He challenged the shot, got way up, forced a changed, an altered shot anyway, and then avoided the foul call. So I will say this: Auburn's 3-point shooting so far. Oh wow. Auburn's 3-point shooting has been kind of not great so far. And they got a lot of dudes. Auburn does. You're going to have to really think twice when you're going to the hole against this group. It looks like JT is going to be able to get his hands on a lot of stuff this year and Stretch too. I didn't realize JT was that long. My God. I mean, it's really early, but D Lucky says Dylan looks Greg Norman long. It's like a bunker joke there. Bunker joke. JP seems a little more comfortable with the ball in his hands. Look at that, man. You got a 6'10" power forward dribbling the ball up court. Drawing a foul, no less. Shit. Oh, man. They got some players, y'all. I think this team's going to have a lot of ups and downs, but they got players. It's amazing, to think I've been, you guys have been Auburn fans for a long time. I've been covering Auburn since '98, and to think about all the kids I've seen, in their first game at Auburn, they usually suck. and BP's recruiting at a level now when the kids get on the court for the first time, they definitely don't suck. I mean, JT Thor looks like he belongs here. Dylan looks like he belongs here. JP looks like he belongs here, and he's not even playing the right position. Crocosel says JT Thor ran point for his high school. God dang. Yeah, I agree with you completely, Spread Attack. Talking about just the intimidation factor of even if you give up the goaltend every now and then, just swatting shots at the hole. It's a mental block you create for the people that are like, maybe I don't want to do this. I really like this. I don't think a lot of coaches would do this. I really don't. Would just come in with a team like this, your first game, and just play these kids so much. I feel like a lot of coaches would just, oh my gosh, Tavon Franklin's in the game? I think a lot of coaches would just kind of go with what their practice gut was, like, hey, this kid's playing well, this kid's not, or whatever. and kind of form like a 7-man rotation, but BP's just giving everybody minutes here. He's not going to mind that at all. Spread thinks Thor's still growing. Good golly. It's pretty cool when 3 of your 6 wins can be key wins. It's a good percentage. AU Taxman says, if we had a good to greatish point guard, this would be a legit SEC contender. My issue with that is, first of all, I agree with you. I think this team would be better if they had Sharif or whoever, Jared. Wow, Auburn's a foot higher than everybody trying to get that rebound right there. I still wonder about the 3-point shooting, though, AU Taxman. I haven't seen it yet. Very small sample size today so far, but I'm not sure who we can rely on to hit threes right now. Us. The Brain Drain crew. Looks like Jamal Johnson's going to take one there, but he was not a very good 3-point shooter last year. Devin was kind of super hot or super cold. Flanny is probably going to get a. I will say this, though. Alan Flanagan is in the gym more than anybody I've ever known at Auburn. Outside of Mustafa. He and Mustafa will be even. JH says the score is 15-11. Listen, buddy, I'm not updating the score like every single second. I would be doing that too often, but thank you for the update. I just don't have the ability to do that like every single second, so you guys are just going to have to kind of bear with me on that one. It'll be behind a little bit sometimes. Yeah, Flanny looked like he just kind of twisted his wrist a little bit there. Oh, is it Auburn alumni comment earlier? I don't know if I missed it. Looks like Canoe Man was responding to him, but I didn't see his post. Dang. Anyway, Canoe Man is saying it's going to be a rough year, but it's going to be fun watching them grow. Yeah, so that's the plan. I was going to talk about that before the game start, was that they're just going to have to grind this year out, okay? And that was going to be the same way if they had Sharif, honestly. I don't think he was going to be a one and done. I think he was probably going to leave early, but Auburn alumni says, I demand instant stat updates every possession, JG. I'm going to update it somewhat often, but I can't do it every single bucket. I'm doing other stuff too, like running a show. But you know what I'm talking about. I know you're kidding. They were going to be grinding. I mean, look at the roster, guys. Like, nobody's old. I mean, Jamal is, but he's a bench guy. And then Javon Franklin, I don't know what they expect to get out of him. Oh, Adam, you have no idea. He says, JGT, got any bourbon on deck? So we're having Thanksgiving tonight. Probably kick off right after we finish the show. There's going to be a lot of bourbon drink. I actually do have some bourbon for the show. I didn't make a pain for it, but this is some Blue Note. This is a Tennessee bourbon. You guys know that I love my Kentucky stuff, but this was given to me by a bunker member who will remain nameless, who was very generous to hook me up with this. So we're going to be drinking some of this today. And my friend Justin Owens, who's up at the tipping point, said this is a really, really good bourbon. He really enjoys it. Let's see. Crawdaddy says JT Thor reminds me of Tayshaun Prince. Ooh, I could see that. Both extremely long players, although Tayshaun was from Compton, CA, Dominguez Hills High School. JT Thor is an Alaska native. But, I mean, it's all the same, really. AU Taxman says, y'all drinking the turkey today? That is a very clever question. I hadn't even put it together. My man Ravine. I'm just giving Ravine applause just for being here, bro. What up, JG? Basketball is here. Trying to listen to the game on the radio as we drive back to Florida. We'll catch up with you after the game. Appreciate you, Ravine. We love you, bro. Pocket Watch says we're playing at 10 a.m. Going to destroy those Jesuits from Washington State. Oh, is this the... Okay, so A Tex, I'm going to be honest, dude. I don't know the ins and outs of Blue Note because I tend to drink Kentucky whiskey, but yeah, this is at 9 years. So I don't know if is this a better version of the Blue Note or something? I don't know this. I don't know it. I don't know enough about it, but I'm looking forward to drinking it here in a minute. So anyway, this roster, the only guys that have really any age on them is Jamal, who's a backup, a valuable backup, but a backup nonetheless, and Javon Franklin, which if they get much out of him at all, I think it would be a win. And then the rest of them are freshmen and sophomores. So you grind it through this year, give these guys however many games they can get in this year. I don't know, 20, 15. I mean, COVID's going to be a problem in basketball, I promise you. I mean, we have already seen it, and I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying. Let's see. Lepsy FN says, is Sharif Cooper playing? No, he didn't make the trip. He's still waiting on initial NCAA clearance. Oh, my gosh. So St. Joe's was dribbling. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, and he was actually picked by his own player. And they collided with each other, and then the ball went out of bounds. It's like the two Florida offensive linemen blocking each other. I'm not sure I've actually seen that happen before. Interesting. Lepsy says, I don't get why the NCAA is investigating him. I'm not sure the NCAA is investigating him per se. Although I guess you could say that if you're just using the verb in the most strict sense. You're correct about that, Pocket Watch. I'm not a doctor. I am a Commodore. However, I'm the son of a doctor. I don't know if that matters. JP showing off a little good ball handling. It's not tricky, but it's effective. Stretch with a 3, and he hit it. Stretch. He said something on a teleconference a couple weeks ago that he'd been working on his 3-point shot. He didn't expect to use it very much, but he was building it just in case he needed it. And sure enough, he hits one in his first game of the year. I think Auburn's rebounding's been really good. This is where JP should hit right there. My friend Joe Medley from the Anderson Star used to cover Auburn years ago. He was great at those really high arcing shots. He's pretty dirty with those. So you grind it through this year on this team, right? You give these guys, 15, 20 games that they can get going. And then next year you add Jabari, who's just like a dominating, electric kind of player. And Trey, look at that hometown, Prospect, Kentucky. That's my wife's hometown. And then you add Trey Alexander next year, and I think they're probably this is not something I know on any inside, but I think they're going to add somebody else too. You add that icing to the cake, and now you really got something. You've got an experienced group of guys that can help you, plus then you're going to have a superstar in Jabari, and then I don't know if Trey's a superstar, but he's going to be a good player. And then you've got chance to win the league and stuff. And we got Chris Moore on the floor now. Number 5. Let's see what he's playing. Boy, they're challenging everything at the rack, though, Auburn is. Oh, that's an intentional. No, it's not. Yeah, Auburn's giving it hell at the rack now. Nothing is free. BP's got to love that. Oh, my God. So, yeah, they're just funneling toward the hole. And defensively, that's what the guys like Devin, Flanny are doing. They're just funneling the ball to the hole, and then you've got Stretch, JT, Dylan just there waiting to swat you into anonymity. I agree with you, Auburn alumni. Says, I know we're super young, but we look like a blue blood squad. That's what I was saying earlier, man. Usually when freshmen are playing, they just look absolutely awful, and these guys don't look bad at all. They look good. I mean, look, man, you know how Gonzaga's going to go, but I'm just saying. Lepsy FN says, any idea when fans are going to be allowed to go to games? So Auburn officially is going to let folks into games this year. I think the max attendance is going to be 1,200, something like that. I think they're going to let 800 kids, 800 students in. So, I mean, people can go. Wilboy says, is that Chris Moore in the game? Yes, number 5. I hadn't seen him long enough to tell kind of what he was doing, what position he was playing, if it was 3 or 4. Oh, no problem, Wilboy. We're here for you, brother. We're glad to have you. I think Auburn scored another bucket. Billy Gillespie is at Tarleton State, guys. That's where Hal Mutney coached there back in the early days. Got another super chat coming through from Crocodile. Says hashtag free Sharif. There was an interesting poll the other day on the bunker about did they think that they'd ever see Sharif in an Auburn uniform. It looked like most people didn't think they ever would. I voted no, but I don't know anything. I don't like the way this is starting out. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way that they didn't even release him initially. All right, Chris Moore looks a little leaner than I remember him. Number 5. So it looks like he's playing more of a 3 position. Boy, I tell you what, man. BP's got to be really happy with the effort on this team right now. They're playing as hard as that team. In fact, I would argue they're playing harder now than I can remember Auburn playing last year. You know, because Samir, although he's a really good player, he wasn't the kind of guy that was just absolutely trying to kill people. And this team seems to have some guys that want to kill people. Well, JP is going to be – he's going to be like the bunker legend of all time. He's going to be one of them. Because he right now they're just kind of asking him to run point and not screw up. Oh, how do you like it when your power forward can hit 3? You've already got a 3 from your power forward and a 3 from your 7-foot tall. Bye, Mom. Get a little nap in there. Already got a 3 from Stretch and then 1 from Jalen as well. Ooh, they just hit one that was really, really deep too. Kyle Crocodile says Seymour looks like a linebacker. He is, yeah. I remember him being a little heavier than this though, but he's certainly stout. The only issue with JP at point is, and I think he's doing a fine job, although that was a little bit weird, but it's just not his best position because he can help you in other ways more. That's what I'm talking about right there. I don't know if you guys have gotten to the Chris Moore play yet, but Auburn got a turnover in transition, quickly got it back. Jalen made a really nice pass to Chris Moore near the bucket, and Chris Moore knew contact was coming, set it up, took the contact, backed away, and hit the bucket. I mean, that's the kind of shit you would see from a junior or a senior. And he just knows how to do that right off. Another tremendous pass from Jalen Williams. He's pretty special, man. He's got some special qualities. The tendency is to try to compare him to Chum, and I don't think that's fair because Chuma was insanely good. But he's got some of those unusual skills for a power forward. That's for damn sure. Canoe Man says he's thankful for the Commodore doing the brain train today. I even list myself as a Commodore right there. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. And Gabe, apparently some of you guys rated his stream the other day when I cut out a little bit early. And insisted that I be called the Commodore, and he didn't get it. He's like, "Why do they call you the Commodore?" Like, I don't know, man. It just came up on a show one time. I don't know. Looks like Crocodile thinks that Chris Moore is like a bigger Deshaun Murray. Deshaun was always, I felt like, fighting with his weight a little bit. I'm telling you, man, Auburn, they're just not giving up an inch today. All right, so we've seen everybody. I didn't actually lay my own eyes on Javon Franklin though. I just saw like a stat. They might have been misidentifying him. Let me see. No, on the official sheet here, they don't have Javon Franklin having played. I just saw his name up on a graphic. I think they just got it wrong. So. Auburn has played 10 players so far. Auburn is shooting 50%, 9 of 18. St. Joe's is shooting 37%, 7 of 19. Auburn is 3 of 9 from 3. They are 1 of 7 from 3. Both teams have 7 turnovers. Auburn has 6 assists. They have 5 assists. That was a very bad rebound to give up. Somebody's got to get a body on him. Oh. Wow. Jalen going for the home run play right there. He just totally juked out a smaller player who was trying to get the steal. Went to the rack, and he was going to lob it to Dylan and somehow threw it over his head. But still a really nice play. You just get that tightened up a little bit, and you've got like some Sports Center stuff right there. All right, so Auburn's up 27-18. Let me get that updated. And in general, Auburn's playing some really good basketball. No lie. This is better than I thought. Yeah, so Crocodile saw what I saw. They said that Thor actually has 2 fouls. The graphic said it was Javon Franklin. So that's the deal there. Pocket Watch says he set Gabe straight about the Commodore thing. Lisa FN, you're asking questions about Sharif, and as I was saying earlier, I don't know that he's going to play at Auburn, like, period. And if he does, it's going to be a little while. So it's difficult for me to think he's going to live up to the hype because he may not even play. Auburn alumni, just whether they can do that or not, I'm sure they can from a legal perspective. But the fact that FS1 uses the NBA on NBC, familiar music from the 90s, I'm not good with it. If I hear that, I want to hear I need to hear Marv Albert doing, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I miss it. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, let me update some of these numbers here. Let's see. I guess Stretch is leading the way right now. 5 points on 2 of 2 shooting. Bump that down a little bit. And let's see. Auburn is shooting 9 of 18. And let's see, rebounds. Let's see what Auburn's best stat right now is. 8 turnovers is not great. So 24 possessions, 8 turnovers. Guys, that's not great. St. Joe's having some problems of their own, so it's not all Auburn. And I'm sure, got some rust. You're getting used to new point guards and stuff. The best plus minus on the team right now is Stretch at plus 13, and Jalen Williams is plus 12. The worst, believe it or not, is JT Thor at minus 5. But again, this is not. That's just the way too small a sample size. Auburn is right now at 1.1 points per possession, which is good. By the way, Auburn put Delonte West and Jameer Nelson out of the tournament in 2003 for what it's worth. Auburn already has 13 points off turnovers. That's a great stat right there. MOs. Good job, Jay. Way to be, bro. JT Thor back in the game now. Little bit slow on the closeout by Chris Moore there, but just a good shot. I don't like what I've seen out of Turbo today. He's about the only one. He just seems really itchy. Barbara Long says, "Howdy, Auburn fans. Glad to have you, Barb." We'll give you an applause for that. Great to have you here. Barbara says, "Good luck against the Zags tomorrow because you're gonna need it." Okay. We've been nothing but respect for Gonzaga and Coach Mark Few. We all we voted early and we said Spokane was one of our favorite cities in all of America. So I don't know. We've been nice. Easy, Eric. Don't get mad. This is just how it is when you're a blue blood, okay? People come to your streams and they get mad and they want to tell you that they're going to beat you. Says I was wishing you luck. Chill out. Don't be mean to Barbara. How does Ron Artest not make the all-time SJUT? At least Chris Mullen, right? God bless. He's in the Hall of Fame. Man, Auburn is really, really rough at the rim, aren't they? Good God. I mean, Devin has a really quick shot. He just doesn't hit it very often right now. That's how he was last year, though. I mean, he'd rip off 5 in a row, and then he'd miss 15 in a row. That was a horrendous shot from SJU right there. Yikes. Ah, there's Devin doing something good in transition. Little teardrop floater. What? All right, Barbara. It's been a pleasure. You be good, all right? That's right. Nobody even knows Ron Artest. It's just Meta World Peace, bro. Auburn gets another one inside. Let's kick. Wow. That dude from St. Joseph's hit about a 30-footer. Not much you can do about that defensively. Yeah, Turbo got himself in a bad situation there. He's not a natural point at all. He's just not natural out there at all. It's just very clumsy. Not trying to hate on him. I just don't think he's a point guard. And they don't think he's a point guard. If you remember, he wasn't playing point guard last year. They were grooming him as a 2 because they felt like they were going to have, somebody else coming in after Javon McCormick left. And they did. But, you're the best, Eric. I really enjoyed you being on the chat today. You gave Barb hell, which, is cool. And then, all right, Lawrence says I'm not impressed with Powell. All right, I think first of all, that's a fair thing to say because he's just been not great today. Oh, no. I don't have a little cup. Hold on. Have to drink it out of the Voodoo cup here. Voodoo Wing Company. If you guys are in Auburn, Mobile, Tuscaloosa, be sure to stop by Voodoo Wing Company. All right, so on JP, he's not playing his normal position, Lawrence. He's really he's a shooting guard, and he's not really a point guard, and so they're asking him to do a lot. The reason he's playing so much point is because Sharif is out. And they didn't really have a great option at backup point guard this year, and so they were going to kind of see if he could do it, and they've been impressed with what he's done so far. But, just the fact that he can competently play the position or handle the position in a college game right now is a testament to how, oh, my God, I didn't think he would hit that. That's not bad. I'm surprised. Spread Attack says he misses Sharif. That's the funniest thing anybody's posted today. That's funny as hell. Yeah. Auburn's just a step slow on some of these closeouts, and St. Joe's just right on it. Yeah, the point guard play is not good. I mean, let's be honest. I think Turbo's been bad, and then JP's been okay, but you can tell he's a little unsteady. Flanny just took a really ridiculous three-pointer and barely hit rim. That was after JT trying to do a one-touch three on the last possession. And then Auburn just funneled a guy to the hole in transition without a shot blocker nearby, and so he scored. It's been a tough last. Oh, what a pass from Jamal. JT tried to finish with his left hand, but he got his own rebound and put it back in. That kid is something, I'm telling you. Good God. And to think Auburn just basically cold called him one day and was like, hey, man, we got a spot in our recruiting class. If you're interested, maybe talk to us. He's like, I don't care. Why not? We'll talk. 2 months later, the guy's committed to Auburn. And he's good. He's really good. That's the kind of stuff Barbie would pull and to be some terrible player like Trayvon Reed. Like, number one for St. Joe's, man, I played a dude like that in intramurals. He looks like an intramural player to me. That guy right there. But that's a hell of a take. I'm with you, Lawrence. JT Thor has impressed me tonight. Jalen looks like he's thinner and better to me. He's jumped out. I can't really say anybody else. Well, Dylan looks better than I thought he would. Those three have jumped out to me so far. And really only Turbo is, I would say, below what I was expecting. So, I mean, that's good. Honestly, so far, I mean, I know we're only, 12, 13 minutes into the first game of the first year? Oh, hell no, we're 17 minutes almost in. They look better than I thought they would. I mean, I wasn't sure they were going to win this game. And I'm still not sure. I mean, they're going to have to – I think that their defense near the bucket is good. It's really good, but their defense outside is just not super tight yet. Letting guys go a little bit too much. Let's see. Auburn from the floor right now is 13 of 29, which is good for 45%. That's a little bit cooler than they were the last time we checked about 5 game minutes ago. St. Joe is now 12 of 26, which is a little hotter than they were a bit ago. And they've hit their last 2 threes. Prior to that, they were 1 of 12. So the numbers are pretty much even, except for free throw shooting. Auburn's 8 of 13. They're 1 of 3. But they're not going to take it to the hole very much. They look like a jump shooting team to me, so you're not going to see as much of that. Whereas Auburn has some dudes that do attack the rack, so to speak. Super chat coming through from our enforcer, Eric Olson, who was not about to let Barbara talk some shit earlier. Appreciate that, Eric. You're the man. Spread a text says NCAA knew we were a point guard away. Hey, how was your Zoom? It was funny the way that you guys were like, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, happy Thanksgiving, guys. Hey guys. That wasn't really you. It was just what was going on. Is it true? I don't know. I know. I like how his thing said Jen on it. Dude, she's been gone a while. So they're playing pretty good, honestly. They're insanely young, but they're like just challenging everything. Yeah, about to wind it down. Is it a long half? Yeah, kind of. Poopy Doopy says Barbara was a menace. Yeah, until Eric came along and shut her up. Huh? Let's see. D Lucky says Turbo hasn't finished but has penetrated well. He is quick off the dribble, I'll give you that. Just seems like he gets himself into cul-de-sacs too often. Eric says it's the best $4.99 he's spent since the 6-pack of Yingling at the gas station just east of I-85 in 2008. I didn't have anything to drink out of. I didn't bring one of my glasses up here. So I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I mean, just whenever you come back. Oh, was it Katie? Oh. Do they recognize him? Oh, yeah. I was conferring with my wife there. She, her family, the ones that are left, which are not any of her immediate relatives, but like her cousins and stuff, they had a Zoom today, like a Thanksgiving Zoom, and it was just weird. JP, it's a long three. That is what he does right there. He's kind of a pull-up, three-point shooter, catch and shoot. You know, kind of like the way Bryce was. Bryce was not great off the dribble, but he was a great stationary shooter, catch and shoot. And I think they feel like that's what JP can be. I don't know if he has quite the defensive ceiling that Bryce had, but also remember it took Bryce 2 full seasons, 2 plus. Oh, Dylan says no, sir. It took Bryce a little bit more than 2 seasons to just get in gear. And he deserves a ton of credit, by the way, Bryce does, just for the way that he matured his junior year. Just incredible progress he made and turned into a really, really good player. But prior to that, man, he was just so soft, and he just mentally soft. I remember being able to go to practice back before COVID, and I mean, Pearl would just absolutely berate him. He would just be like, I can't even really tell you what he said, but he said a lot of things. BP can be really rough in practice if you're not hustling. He is just not having that. Thank you, man. Now, you just can't go to practice and not hustle. And even back in the early days when it was Simeon, and he was trying to make some – that's a nice take. He's trying to give Simeon a little bit of space, you know, because he's an unusual player, and he was kind of doing a lot for the team just to kind of help. And he would still just berate. That's a nice little play by Flanagan. He would still give Simeon so much hell, and when Simeon would drag ass in practice, he would stop practice, and he would make everybody do suicides. And the whole time he would just be like running alongside of him, like yelling about how it was all Simeon's fault. That's the kind of stuff he likes to do in practice. It doesn't happen all the time, though. It's only when somebody's dogging it really bad. And Simeon and Bryce are the only ones I can remember really dogging it. Horace would never excuse me, Horace would never dog it, but sometimes he wouldn't pay attention. And that would piss BP off, but I don't think he ever made him run suicides for that. That's just a matter there of guys just need to get a little bit on the same page. And obviously BP probably told Cardwell not to pick up another foul, so playing delicately there. Boise says, I feel like I'm watching an intramural game with all of these whites on the court at one time. What, 2? 3? No, 4. You're right. Interesting. Now 5. No, they traded 1 for 1. I don't know. St. Joe's pretty good, though. I don't think they're as good as Auburn right now, but they're pretty good. They look all right. There's Wes Flanagan from the back. Auburn's been good at the free throw line, too. All right, so it's 42-34. Going to update that. Oops. Nice close out there by Stretch. Closing out on a shooting guard, no less. Flanny with a nice off-the-ball swat right there. Look at Stretch, man. Could have pulled that rebound in. Boy, he's a really versatile defender, Stretch is. That's a foul. Yeah. He's reaching a little bit on that dude. But, I mean, dude, he's a 5 covering a 2. That's what I would do. Take him to the rack. Eric says, I'm impressed with Flan. Came on late last year and has taken that next step. Eat crap, Barbs. Poor Barbara. She gone. See, War Productions in the house is how we feeling, fellow Tigers. Howard Alumni says, Vanilla Bryce, baby. Too cold. War Eagle 19 says, are we going to beat Bama this Saturday? Signs point to no. But we'll let you know Saturday night. I do find it very unlikely. I mean, I don't want to. I'm not calling anybody a liar because I don't know anything. But the fact that Saban has COVID and not one person in the entire program, whether it's from the equipment manager to the starting tailback, doesn't even have a contact tracing. They're not out for contact tracing. Nobody, not even like a GA, not even like the coach's dog or something. How do these other schools have 15 people in that situation and you got nothing? Yeah, I guess it's just a miracle. I don't know. The crazy genetic engineering that they do there. Let's see. Auburn alumni correctly says that I have Alan Flanagan listed as a junior on there. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm going to fix that. I can fix that. Not great, Bob. I'm going to fix it right now. I need every light you can get on that runway. Being done right now, boss. There we go, Auburn alumni. Got him. Thank you for that catch right there. All right, we got Flanny at the line. Auburn's up. Let's see. He can make that 44. He does. 44-36. Oh. All right, so that's going to be the halftime score, 44-36. Auburn up 8. In the first half, it's been a good first half for them. I mean, for reals. Let's see, Auburn alumni thinks Najee Harris is going to run for $200. NHG is wanting to know who the leading scorer is. You know what? I think I can kick that out for you, brother. Hold on. Let me just give me. Don't show me that page, you mean person. I'm going to pull up this box for you just a second. Hold on just a second, brother. I got the official box right in front of me. It just takes me a second to get it into a format that we can all kind of ingest and enjoy here. Oh, did you hear that? Sounds like Girls on Film from Duran Duran, eh? Okay. Let me create a new scene. Oh, we'll go over here. Hold on. We don't need any football stats on this bad boy, but we can do that right there. So there's the official box for the first half between Auburn and St. Joe's. Auburn 45% from the floor. They're 40% from the floor. Auburn's 25% from 3. They're 29% from 3. But I think the key stat there is points off turnover, 16-8. Auburn has an advantage there. Auburn's bench 15-9, which I don't know, 15 off the bench though is pretty good. 3 blocks seems a little short for Auburn. We'll give them a lot of credit for readjusted shots there. And also, man, if you are Javon Franklin, you got to look at that and be like, dang, dude, what I got to do to play? Like, they're playing like some 16-year-old dudes. Well, not really, 17. And I can't get on the floor after having been here a full year. Ay. Not great. Let's see, minutes-wise. Chris Moore only had 1 shift. Played all right. Hit his only shot. Had an assist. No turnovers. They'll take that. Dylan Cardwell had 2 shifts, a couple rebounds. He's kind of a stat stuffer, isn't he? No points, but did a little bit of everything else. JP got 11 minutes. 0 assists is probably not great for a point guard in 11 minutes, but no turnovers either. Had just some kind of weird ball handling, but it wasn't turnovers. You know, it's okay. I mean, Flanagan's had some great passes. He's got 2 assists officially, 3 turnovers. He had a few takes to the hole where he was going to try to do something special. He had one alley-oop that went over Dylan's head, and another one where you're just kind of like, whoa, yeah, just stop. Don't do that, please. But 7 rebounds, that's pretty stout. That's pretty stout. And then, of course, as NHG was noting, he thought Allen was the leading scorer at the halftime, and he is. 10 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 4 of 5 at the line, which is great for him. He's been working so hard. He works year-round, in and out of the season, to get better at the free throw line because he was bad there last year. And that's a great start, 4 or 5 for him. NHG says, Javon Franklin, he gone. Yeah, it might be about that time. I don't know. Auburn alumni says, JG, do you feel any jealousy from BMAT? Live brain drain greater than game thread on the forum. Well, first of all, BMAT is the master of game threads. He's the best I've ever seen at that. I can't do the things that he does. And I remember last year when I would cover some games for him, I'd be like, I can't do it the way you do it. And he'd be like, yeah, you just do your best, buddy. He's the fastest diver I've ever seen in my life. By the way, I'm drinking this Blue Note tonight, or today. It's daytime, isn't it? It's a 9-year. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. It's a 9-year bourbon from Memphis, Tennessee. I was very skeptical because it's not from Kentucky, but it's pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 4, which is the way I like to grade these, I would give this a 2, but it's a good 2. I don't know how A-Taxman feels. See, War Productions wants to know who we're taking in this game, in the NFL game, Cowboys or football team. I love the football team. Auburn alumni says the man types BU3 with remarkable aplomb. Jay Lee's the one that surveys the recruiting landscape with remarkable aplomb. But I mean, BMAT does some other things also. Let's see. V Spark says, does anyone else agree it's a little disrespectful Auburn is ranked lower than most other SEC teams? I think this will be a decent to good year. I think Auburn could be decent this year. I mean, no joke. I think they could be decent. I don't see why not. I'm going to put this, see if we can find a little bit of room for this somewhere. Yeah, we can find some room right there. Sorry about that, Eric. I'll pick you back up, brother. Trying to make the most of our space here, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, there, you guys can probably see what you need to see there. I do not think Auburn should be ranked right now, no. I think we're going to find out tomorrow that Auburn's going to have a hard time with Gonzaga, and you'll see, because Gonzaga is a what I would call a hyper elite, a number 1 seed type of team, I think, this year. And I think they're just they're going to show you that they're going to have really skilled guys from 1 to 8 or 9. Where I think Auburn has the depth like that, but I don't think Auburn has the skill like that to play against Gonzaga. We're going to find out tomorrow. I think it's awesome that they're going to play Gonzaga and Baylor's number 2. Definitely not shying away from some challenges this year. That's for damn sure. Let's see. Eric says he's having Redwood Empire Pipe Dream Bourbon tonight. I don't know that one. I should know that one. Sounds great. Redwood Empire. I don't know that one. Bradford Peace is not bad at all for essentially 10 new dudes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier, man. Like for basically 10 new dudes, it's not really 10, you know what I mean? But it's like 7. Yeah, they're playing really good. I completely agree with Auburn alumni on that too. They probably are going to get wrecked by Gonzaga tomorrow, but there's no disrespect in it. And remember, and not that I have to remind you, I'm saying some of the other people that are watching and will see that game or watch that game tomorrow. You can get wrecked in college basketball and be fine. In college football, you get wrecked and it's bad, right? And it's hard to really come back from, as we have seen through the years. It's not the end of the world, guys. We just lost to LSU. But in basketball, you can get wrecked. I mean, Villanova, the year they won the national title, they lost like 8 or 9 games. I mean, hell, Auburn before that run that they made to get to the Final Four in 2019 got absolutely flattened at Rupp Arena in late February, and I was like, oh, shit, this team's in trouble, and little did I know. But sometimes you get flattened like that, and it inspires you to, like, hey, we need to get off our ass and start playing a better brand of basketball. V Sparks says, I can't wait to play for the team in 3 years if I get an offer. All right. You might be our youngest viewer. If so, be huge. War Productions says, I like your channel. I just found it and I subbed. Hey, thank you, War Productions. Appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, brother. Glad to have you. If you guys don't mind, I'm not saying you have to do this, but if you're enjoying the show or if it's doing something else, if you like Blue Note Bourbon or you like the box score or whatever, smash a like. It doesn't cost you anything, and I'm not going to like track you down or anything. It's just it helps me get a better spot in line when I need to break down video, when I have videos that need to get kind of what's the word I'm looking for? When you have to kind of work your video through and get it encoded. That's the word I'm looking for. It helps me move up the encoded line. So if you guys want to do that, that'd be awesome. If you don't, that's fine too. Not mad. But I'd be cool if you did that. That'd be really cool if you did that. Auburn alumni asked Spark if he can hit free throws. Spread Attack wants to know if he plays offensive tackle. Oh, Eric says in the next game, I forgot about that. Auburn's next game after that getting flattened at Rupp Arena, almost lost at Georgia back when Georgia was really bad. Needed a Kiki 3 late. And he says he barked the 1980 fans out of Stegeman that night. Stegeman Coliseum. One of the really old school arenas around. But, I kind of like old school arenas. I haven't been to Stegeman in a minute. The highlight of my time at Stegeman Coliseum was meeting the Gambler. The Gambler lived either in Athens or nearby, and so in 1997, I think it was, Kentucky played there when Ron Jersa was the head coach at Georgia. And to my surprise, right near press row was Kenny Rogers in all of his glory. He's a very handsome man, wore a lot of gold. And me and my friend Rob, we were like sports editors of the student newspaper at UK, were like, are you the Gambler? And I mean, it's like the 1.5 million time he's heard that. He's like, well, yes, I am. Nice to meet you boys. I'm Kenny Rogers. Like, oh man, if we'd had cell phones back then, you better believe that I would have gotten a selfie on that one. Let's see, Xavier and Bradley, huh? Bradley just hadn't been the same without Hersey Hawkins, right? Xavier's a nice school, really is. I've been by there. It's in Cincinnati. It's in the really nice part of Cincinnati. Good Catholic school. Good basketball tradition. A lot of support for basketball there. St. John's going. I like these old school uniforms. That's like the ones they wore in the 80s. Looks like they're in a different arena or something. Is that their new arena? Hey, I know this game. Been watching it. Scoot, let's see. Auburn alumni is asking about Scoot Henderson. I believe he's 22. B-Rad in the house is Rebel Grove content. Rebel Grove subscriber. Always enjoy the content, Jay. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being here. I'm going to give you applause for that one. We love our friends at Rebel Grove. Good folks over there. Lucas C. wants me to explain the situation with Sharif. Man, I wish I could kind of give you a better rundown on that. It's like impossible for me to give you a solid explanation of what's going on there because there's so much I don't know about it. But essentially, I don't understand this, but I'll tell you what I know about it. So he comes to campus, reports back when everybody else did, and he was practicing for a long time. He was practicing in October and with the team. I mean, the semester started. He's going to class. Like, everything's fine. And then about a month ago now, they took him off the practice court. And we heard about it, and it was like, hey, Sharif's not practicing. What's going on? And it was like NCAA eligibility. They don't have it. They haven't cleared him or whatever. And that's kind of where we are. I mean, I don't really know a lot else to tell you. I don't know specifically what the issue is. I'm surprised that he was practicing a month ago, but now he's not, when it's actually an NCAA initial eligibility issue. Like, it seems like if he hadn't gotten initial clearance from the NCAA, he wouldn't have been practicing at all. Like, not in September, not in October, just nothing. So that's basically where we are. So Sharif technically is waiting for the NCAA to clear him, and we don't know when that's going to happen or if that's going to happen. I don't know. There have been situations in the past where people have been ruled permanently ineligible. I just don't know enough about it to say yay or nay on that. No, I don't think anybody in the media knows. I think that's something that BP and Omar Cooper, Sharif's father, they just kind of work that out among themselves, and they don't want to see that out in the media. So I can't really speak on that very much. And I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I knew more. I wish I had an Auburn alumni ask a good question. It says, why in the hell does the NCAA wait until a month before the season to suddenly question Sharif? See, if that was the case, I would be shocked like you are. But I don't know the story. I don't know. Like, something about this doesn't make sense to me because Rich McGlynn, who works with basketball, he's the NCAA enforcement guy, NCAA compliance guy, who works directly with basketball. He worked at the NCAA. He's the guy who engineered the Cam Newton situation in 2010. The guy is an absolute genius when it comes to this stuff, I promise you. He wouldn't just let Sharif practice for shits and giggles. Like, it's not something he would have done. So something about the story is not adding up for me, and I don't know what it is. And I just don't know what it is. So that's a too long answer for what I thought was a very good question. I just don't know enough about Omar Cooper, and he is now a registered NBA player agent, which I'm sure the NCAA is not a fan of. That this 5-star recruit goes to Auburn and his dad's an agent and blah blah blah. But the fact that Omar Cooper is an agent, just in and of itself, I don't think is enough to really warrant giving Sharif a bunch of hell. But I'm not an expert on these matters. And I also, again, I strongly believe there's things that we don't know. VS Spark wants to know who was the number 5 prospect that committed to Auburn. He actually signed with Auburn. His name is Jabari Smith. He's a power forward from suburban Atlanta. He's kind of a stretch 4, I guess. And he's a 5-star. I think we have him as the number 4 player in the country. Cleveland Brown in the house. My man. What up? Yeah, Mike's asking about Sharif to Auburn, swap out for Okoro to sign with Omar. Yeah, again, that's just out of my range. I'm not sure on that one. All right, so we're going to kick off the second half. Auburn up 8. General theme from the first half was that Auburn's defense was pretty hellacious, I thought, in general, particularly near the bucket. 3-point defense was still pretty solid, although St. Joe's was heating up in the second half. I thought on the offensive end, it bogged down a little bit. Point guard play is definitely suspect, but they're quick off the dribble, and Auburn is remarkably long, particularly with Stretch in there. Jalen looks slimmed down and better, and then JT Thor is just really something to see, man. Dude's like a spider. Now, that was good defense right there. That was forcing a very poor shot. He's mad, Mr. Funk, because he thinks he got fouled, but he didn't get fouled. That's pretty good bourbon, honestly. Drinking that Blue Note 9-year right now. All right, so technically, Turbo started at point guard. He and JP split time pretty evenly in the first half. Devin with a very long 3-point shot. It's kind of a weird-looking shot because he loads it from the side. But, hey, it goes down quite often. It's a very quick shot. And St. Joe's comes right back and hits a 3. So it goes. I'm going to go ahead and leave that box score up for just a minute, a little bit longer. That's halftime box score. It's kind of marveling at JT Thor's long arms. All right, that was not a great take right there. He's trying to slow him down in transition, just kind of missed him. And then they went down and hit another three. You got to clean that up a little bit. Thor can't just get spun around like that. That's a P&R ball roll right there. And JT Thor hits the three. Man, it's nice to have a stretch four that can do that. Haven't done that in a while. That's a pick and roll roller, as we would call that in the synergy world. It's a play that Samir really enjoyed. And Bryce really enjoyed that play, too. We got a super chat coming through from my main man, Caddy Wumpus. Caddy, you got to tell me privately at some point, DM me or whatever. Let me know who you are on the bunker because you don't use that handle. But it's appreciated, brother. Thank you for super chatting. Let me give you one of these. My main man. All right, so St. Joe's come out and hit a few threes here. Although Auburn's been staying with him mostly on the offensive end. Flanny's had a few knockdowns today too. He's been on the floor a good amount. So yeah, they're definitely driving addition is what St. Joe's is doing. The best way to probably slow that is to harass that drive so he has a difficult time getting the ball out softly or deftly. It looks like they've just switched out point guards now because JP's in the game. JP is number 24, by the way, for those of you who are just tuning in. Boise says Fig Jam is Rich McGlynn. Oh, shoot, I got to get that up. Got to change those numbers a little bit. Three of five. Auburn up to 16 points off turnovers now. Yeah, Auburn alumni says that he's noting that St. Joe's is so good from three right now. Yeah, they were hot to end the first half. Look at that. Taking the contact and getting in the hole. Jalen. Man, he looks thinner. And he's quicker, for sure. Nice rebound here by Dylan. Big time rebound on the backside there. Another left-hander in Jalen Williams. He and Flanagan. Yeah, St. Joe's was hot to finish the first half from three, and now they've continued that here into the second half. Oh. I don't know. You guys are behind me, but there's another really nice pass, another really incisive pass from high to low for a lay-in from somebody who's not a point guard. He's offside. Another nice pass from the post from the high post right in. Didn't finish it though, but passing's been really, really sharp today, I think. It's been impressive. And that may help out the fact that they don't think they have a great point guard situation right now. I mean, if Jalen's a very deft passer, I think we can conclude that he was good last year and he's good this year. It looks like Flanny's been passing better today. So maybe if everybody can pass, JT's been a pretty good passer too. If everybody can pass, you don't necessarily have to have a point guard that passes exceptionally well. It's an unusual way to kind of handle it, but. Hmm. 2017 Nissan Pathfinder is what you're looking for? Yes, Auburn alumni. Hell, I remember when 6'7" was. I remember when Quinnell Brown was playing center. He was listed at 6'6". I asked him one time if he was 6'6". He said, "Buddy, if I was 6'6", I wouldn't be here." Oh, Boise, that is not true. Cattywampus is not Keller Dog. It's not true. Keller Dog would never, ever, ever spend 1 second on any channel I was associated with. I promise you. He hates me. Hated me from the beginning. I don't know why. Yeah, that is kind of notable, Auburn alumni, is how long Auburn is at every position. I mean, JT is insane. Dylan's insane. Stretch is insane. Jalen's pretty long for his position. I mean, JP's pretty long for his position. He's probably 6'4", 6'5". BP's asking if Justin Powell, JP is going to be the next Scotty Pullman. They don't remind me of each other very much. Scotty Pullman's just kind of a short dude that was a catch and shoot 3 guy. And JP's like, 6'5", has some ball handling skills. We haven't really seen much of the shooting yet. But I think he's going to be a little bit more than that. I think they are both white. And I think by the time that they're finished, I think they'll both be noted for being a good 3-point shooter. But I think JP is a much more dynamic player. I think he can be at least average, if not a little bit better defensively, which Scotty P was just so maybe at best. Not trying to rag on Scotty P, though. He's really good. He's a good player. He's a perfect complement for that team. He's what they needed. And he's also a good dude that I like a lot personally. I completely agree with Auburn alumni again, which is like the 500th time tonight I've said that Auburn's going to need to go out and get at least another point guard. Like if they're going to go in the grad transfer market or whatever, they need to get a point guard. Agree 1,000%. That's even if Sharif comes back. I mean, I just think that that's something they're going to need. I don't think JP needs to be a point guard, and I don't think Turbo is going to be a point guard either. What's the time? 15:44 to go in the second half right now, and I still have it as the halftime. I'm sorry, I should change that. Hey, Sammy says I sub. Thank you. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel, brother. We'll be doing these, I think, throughout the whole season. I do have a little pane over there. We'll do after the game. It shows the schedule. Auburn doesn't have a lot of games in December, believe it or not. Actually, I can just switch that over real quick to show you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Here it is. My bad. You see, they don't have a lot of games in December. What, only 6? Which kind of stinks, but just the way it is. Super chat coming through from Fat Crack. Hey now, Fat Crack, one of our big-time super chatters, always with us during the football shows and also basketball as well. Give you one of these, big boy. Thank you, sir. Greenville versus Samford. Wow. Yikes. I didn't see that. Sammy D says you're a really chill guy, man. I appreciate that, brother. And it is Thanksgiving, so I appreciate the nice words. To be fair, man, I mean, I've been following basketball my whole life, and I don't really pay much attention to St. Joe's. I feel like they get overrated a little bit. Like, hey, man, St. Joe's. Like, yeah. I feel like some people try to talk about them like Temple or whatever, and they're nothing like Temple. Spread attack. Oh, that was Jalen with another sweet pass for a thunderous dunk. That was really, really nice. Spread attack U18 coming back with the he misses Sharif already blocking out on threes. All right, let me update the score here really quick. 56-51. Oh, that pass is so dirty, and Chris Moore goes up and just flushes that bad boy. What an incredible pass. They didn't even see that coming. JP going to take a long one, and he's going to hit that. So that's the kind of shot that they're expecting from JP. But, he's had to spend so much of his time kind of administrating or dealing with the ball that he hasn't seen. BP for use is beautiful. Offensive possession, absolutely. It's just, nice incisive pass from JP. You're talking about the one before this one. JP to Jalen. Jalen takes 3 dribbles in, draws the defense to him, dishes with his left hand over the double team, and then Chris Moore flushes it. Chris Moore knows right where to go. He's standing in the perfect position. And he's a true freshman, and that's the things like when Barbie was here, when Jeff Lebo was here, you put a true freshman on the floor, they wouldn't know to position themselves like that. But Chris Moore, even though, he's maybe like the 3rd or 4th best signee in this class, is polished enough and good enough to know where to go. And that's the difference with BP. Even his 3rd and 4th, tier, not tier, but, in a class, the 3rd or 4th best signee is good. I feel like Jalen's shot looks too much like Anthony's. It's kind of like, it's all wrist. St. Joe's, if you want to try to run this full court game, I guarantee you're going to lose. Like, this is a bad idea. If you're going to run frenetic, Auburn's going to win this game by 20. Auburn's got too much depth. They can run. See, I think JP's still bogging it down a little bit by dribbling the ball too long. That was a bad shot by Devin Cambridge. But Moore's really hustling out there, and JP just hit another, that's what I'm talking about. Kind of a pull-up 3 guy. Just hit another big one. So 62-51 is where we're at right now. JP's been hot. Has 3-pointers on 2 of the last 3 possessions. Vanilla Bryce. Another kind of interesting case with Justin Powell, a kid from North Oldham High School, just a little bit north of Louisville. Spent most of his season hurt. He was really big on the EYBL circuit that season before his the summer before his senior year, And like we were talking earlier about Devin Cambridge, who was really good on the EYBL the year before that, it was kind of like, is this real or is he just having a really good summer? And BP and his staff really thought this kid was legit, like that this was a real – he was coming of age, And so they offered him and got him. UK didn't show much interest in him. Louisville did, but I just got the feeling from talking to him back in the day that he just wanted to kind of get out of Kentucky. So it's another kid, too, that Auburn picked up off the EYBL circuit when they got really hot, and some other coaches were like, well, I'd like to see more. And BP and his staff were able to just kind of watch him a little bit and say, you know what, I think this kid's got it. And there are 2 situations like that, or JP, who I'm almost positive is going to be a really good player, and Devin, he's good. I mean, on his best day, he's outstanding. On his worst day, he's Spread Attack's fired up about that one right there. Give me that one, big boy. Give me another one like that. Bradford Peace says, oh my Lord, he can really shoot. Talking about JP. Yeah, let me get the numbers up for JP right now. He's 11 points now. I guess he's the team leader. 3 of 4 from 3. He's a true freshman. We'll go ahead and put him up there. Let's see. Auburn is now shooting 21 of 46. Auburn's still at 16 points off turnovers. St. Joe has definitely slowed it down in general. So Auburn's been a little bit less pressy here lately, but it's obviously working. AU Storm 20, my main man, is in the house. Is Jalen Williams' floor vision is next level? Super, super good for his position, isn't he? I mean, you get a lot of comparisons between him and Chuma, and I don't think it's fair because Chuma was such an otherworldly player, but they both have that unreal court vision at the 4 spot. Like, super good. All right, let's see. They're going with JP some more, so he's definitely getting a lot more minutes than Turbo now at this point. He didn't quite get through on the closeout. Jalen did on that 3. My concern is that, JP. Yeah, Devin, what was that? JP's quick. It's always going to be a quickness issue for JP, I think, at point. Against St. Joe's, it's not a huge deal. I think against Gonzaga tomorrow, it's going to be a problem. I think the trap's going to come at him so quickly, and he's not going to be able to dribble out of them, and it's going to make it hard on him, particularly just considering his lack of experience. But we'll deal with that tomorrow morning. Again, that tip is at 10 a.m., and we will definitely be here doing that game as well. JP with a reverse layup right there. Oh, they're going back and doing a replay on this break. One thing that's interesting about these freshmen are that they're not emotional. Like, he's drilled them to the point where they just keep playing. You know what I mean? JP's like a robot out there. Chris has been like a robot out there. Dylan's been like a robot out there. Haven't seen as much of Thor this half, so I can't really judge him. But this team has a very almost business-like approach to this. It's interesting, because Chum was so emotional. Bryce was so emotional. Jared had kind of a weird, I wouldn't call him emotional, but it seemed like he would get annoyed. This team just digs, man. Got a lot of blue-collar guys, as Doc would say. Blue-collar. Auburn's got to find a way to stop these passes from the bucket all the way out to wide open guys at 3. It's not necessarily the open guys at 3 that I'm concerned about. It's just letting them pass out. It's too much space. Yeah, Will Boy used to stretch has enough emotion for everyone. That's true. He's a fiery individual. Oh, Stretch. Stretch missed a bunny, but Chris Moore was there for the rebound. All right, so it's 64-56. Let me update that real quick. And we got about 10 minutes to go. See, I think I can get an in progress box score for you guys. Let me see. I can. Let me just let me switch over to that page right here. That is the old one. Here is the new one. This is, again, this is up to the minute. Stats right here. This is the active box score for exactly where we are in this game at this very moment with 11:30 to go in the second half. So you can see Auburn's shooting a little bit better this half, 47% versus 45%. The three-point percentage is up big time. 4 of 10 this half. They were 4 of 16 from 3 last half, so a big step forward. Also notable that they have it looks like 1 free throw attempted, which is at 17 the first half, 1 so far, although they're going to be in the bonus here shortly, so you might see that number tick up a little bit. Against St. Joe, not a free throw shooting type of team. They're jump shooters. They're a penetrate and kick team. And I mean, their numbers are good this half. 50% shooting overall, 5 of 9 from 3, but it seems like Auburn just gets out quickly and gets easier buckets where St. Joe's having to hit threes, you know? Really impressed with JP so far. 13 points of 4 of 7 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3. Hit both of his 3 throws. Still doesn't have an assist, but which is odd as a point guard. But you can tell this is the way they handle ball handling, at least for now, is going to be a little unconventional. They have some really above average passers at other spots on the floor, specifically Jalen. Jamal's a very good passer. Stretch is a good passer for what he is. So it's going to be almost like a ball handling by approach, I think, and setting people up by approach, which I think BP would be fine with, honestly. Turbo Jones has 12 minutes so far. JP has 17, and if he keeps scoring like this, it's going to be even more out of whack by the time this game's over. And Jalen leading the plus-minus with a plus 20. Great game for Jalen so far, just in a lot of facets. 9 rebounds, 7 points for him, and some really, really fabulous passes. He's been good. He's been really, really good. Let's get back to our game thread here. I don't know what you're talking about, spread attack. Bradford Pieces, I love Powell already, but he's got to get a little bit better on D. He looks a little flat-footed. Yeah, I think quickness, again, is the thing for him. It's going to be a challenge. I mean, he's a spot-up shooter. He's like basically he's the replacement for Bryce, if you want to look at it that way. Bryce is probably a little quicker, but Bryce is also shorter. And Bryce would never, ever, ever want to be a point guard. He would never want to fill that role unless it was just, on one possession or something. And JP's out here doing it right now as a true freshman. I think he's doing a hell of a job. I would give him an A+ today he's playing well, but in addition to that, he's a true freshman who's playing a position he's not comfortable with, and he's still doing a credible job. I mean, that's a really nice night for Chris Moore. 5 points on 2 of 2 shooting. Shoot, they'll take that all year long from him, bro. And again, he's like, the third best signee in this class? And he's out here balling too. It's amazing. This is what BP does for you. I mean, just an incredibly efficient night. I guarantee you BP will bring that up on his postgame. He loves it when dudes like that step up. He's always said, even when they had a really good team in 19, that his teams are at their best when everyone's contributing. And that's exactly what you're seeing tonight from this ball club. Everybody's kind of doing their thing. I'm interested to see what JT Thor does here. It's a good shot. I thought the defense was good. Just a really good shot. 66-59 is what I've got right now. Then HG says, Chris Moore looks like a ninja turtle out there. Maybe we'll start calling him Donatello. He needs a name. All right, let's see what Turbo can do running the show here. They're giving JP a break. So you got Turbo, Flanagan at 2, Chris Moore at 3. I'm sorry. Hold on, let me see what they got here. Stretch is playing center. Oh, you got Thor and Stretch going. So Thor's now shifted down to 4. I thought he was playing some wing earlier. Although he's defending a 3. Stretch and Thor. Yikes. That's a really long front court there. I feel like you could also get away if you wanted to. You could get away with like Dylan, Stretch, and Thor if you needed to. They calling Chris Moore some kind of a something there. V-Spark is pretty funny. He says when Pearl gets mad, it's like you turn the lights on in the car when Dad is driving. Yeah, he gets mad. That's out on you, brother. I don't know about that. Chris Moore's upset, but I agree with him. There's Jay Wright, the Villanova head coach. Seems like he's a guy that like all coaches like. It says Billy Lang, but it's when he coached with Jay Wright. But Jay Wright's a guy that I feel like every coach likes him to some degree. Everybody knows him. Of course, you guys should know my all-time favorite is there you go. John Chaney from Temple is my all-time favorite. They just don't make them like that anymore, guys. Not even BP. He's tough. He runs his mouth constantly. He emphasizes defense and effort. He's my kind of guy. My kind of guy. Was the coach at Temple for years and years and years. Coached at Cheney State before that. Spelled differently. Oh, there you go. There's an assist. I just saw the turbo to Jalen assist there on a little roller. It was nice. Auburn alumni says Chaney looked like an angry owl. He was an angry dude. Yeah. That was a nice play right there by St. Joe. He came across as an angry guy. I don't think he was in real life super angry. Although he was not here to listen to John Calipari shit, that's for sure. He was not about that at all. 68-61 is the score I've got right now. He told him, I think famously, years and years ago, he was going to kill him. Told him that in the press conference, which in a way I kind of respect. Because Calipari is kind of a chump in a way. I mean, he's really good, but particularly in his time at UMass, he was just kind of like, he was acting like a Chaz. Acting like a stuck-up fraternity boy. And John Chaney is just not about that life, man. Man, those UMass Temple games back in the day, if you guys are young, you don't even know what I'm talking about, but there was a time when John Calipari was at UMass, and they were so good all the time. They were like, the way Gonzaga is now. And Temple was like this team that like they wouldn't necessarily win a ton of games. They go like 22-10, but they would just bruise everybody they'd play. Everybody hated playing Temple. They play this like matchup zone on you all game long and just punch you in the back all the time. And it was to watch UMass and Temple go at it. It was a lot of fun. Tony Barbie played for UMass back then. He was a point guard. Or a guard, I should say. V Spark says, does Auburn only play SJU and Gonzaga, or are there more games? In this particular tournament, it's just those two. Gonzaga played here earlier against Kansas in this arena, and then Auburn's going to play Gonzaga again tomorrow. I guess Kansas will play, I don't know, St. Joe's or somebody else. The next game after this is going to be Central Florida in Orlando. I think that's on Monday. I think it's Monday. All right, 68-64 is what I got here. It's tightening up a little bit, guys. Be honest with you. The offense slows down when JP's not out there. Okay, St. Joe just hit a bucket, so now it's 66. Getting tight. Damn, War Productions throwing out the JP. That's that's just not going to go. Oh, Cardwell. Unforced turnover there. Has the Auburn out of conference schedule there. St. Joe's, Gonzaga, UCF, South Alabama. Memphis, who lost today. I can't remember who they were playing, though. Somebody pretty good. Texas Southern, Troy, and App State. And then they play Arkansas on like December 28th or something like that for the first conference game. That's in Auburn Arena. No, I think they are. I think they're at Arkansas now. I think about it. I think it's at Arkansas, at Ole Miss to start, and then they're at home against A&M, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking right at it. Sorry, Arkansas is at home. Then it's at A&M, at Ole Miss, and then Bama at home. Gotcha. My bad. I've got the schedule up here, and I'm like, hey, guys, I don't know what the schedule says. But dumbass. I was supposed to leave the roster up for the entire game, but it looks like I screwed that up, didn't I? I'll go ahead and move it back over. I figure people are still getting used to these numbers a little bit, some of the new guys. Melee says, why was Orlando okay with UCF AU and not this tournament? Maybe it's just because it's two teams and they're on campus at UCF. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe just because it was a big group here. The UCF is just one game. D Lucky says Cardwell is sloppy with the ball. Yeah, his hands are not awesome at this point. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad. They're just, it seemed like he's had a few situations where he just needs to grasp that ball a little bit more. All right, so Jamal steps up and knocks down some free throws. And now it's 70-66. It's going to be a tight one. I didn't think it was going to be. I thought when we were about halfway through this game, I thought Auburn was going to pull away. But St. Joe's been a little bit better. See, that's just kind of a... Okay, that was a bailout foul there. JP got all crossways and crooked and got bailed out by a foul there. That's the kind of stuff that, like, Jared, he works his way out of, but not as a freshman. Not as a freshman. Remember, Jared was just kind of so-so as a freshman in part of his sophomore year. Just remember that, guys. Bryce was a disaster his freshman year. He'd do one thing wrong and he was done for the day. He just couldn't get himself straight. Jared is okay, I know those guys were terrific in Minneapolis, and on the road to get to Minneapolis, it was insane, right? It was some of the greatest times ever as an Auburn fan, but there were a lot of days like this that prefaced that run, and I don't know if you guys remember it. I do because I was there, and a lot of you guys are watching it too, Auburn alumni and all you basketball heads like me, but this is the price you pay to get those kinds of runs. You have games like this where you've got dudes that are making weird mistakes, and they're just kind of working the kinks out. Ryan Schuler says you can tell Cardwell hadn't played in a year. He's definitely rusty. I think he averaged like 2 or 3 points a game. He was injured. He had a lot of problems. So you just got to be – this is where you grind it out and get better. Crocodile says, I'm back. What I miss? Well, you missed JP heating up, and you missed Stretch not being very good, and you missed another great pass from Jalen on the break for a slam dunk to Chris Moore, and we're all wondering where Javon Franklin is. That's pretty much what you missed. I don't know if that's a lot or a little. Let me try to update some of these numbers. Not that one. Let's see. Flanagan has not scored in this half. He's still at 10 points on 3 of 7 shooting. I think Powell hit another one. Let me see if he's up to 15 now. Powell is still at 13 on 4 of 8 shooting. He's 3 or 4 from 3, though, I think. No, he missed that leaning 3, didn't he? Yeah, he's 3 of 5. And AU's overall shooting right now is 23 of 52, which is right on where St. Joe's 25 of 56. So it's very close shooting-wise. 23 of 52. It's the NHG says Bryce killed Arkansas his freshman year, but other than that, he's pretty bad. That was the thing. Like, if he had a game where everything was going well and he never got down on himself, he was fine. He was good. He was really good. But he would often, something bad would happen. The BP would yell at him, and he would just, like, retreat into his shell, and he couldn't get out of it. And it wasn't until about midway through his junior year that he just kind of figured out how to deal with it, to deal with the adversity, JT Thor for another 3. Great rebound by Devin Cambridge. Don't you dare call that on Cambridge. They didn't. Yeah, let's see. Crocker's mentioning St. Joe hitting threes. They're 11 of 29, which is, I mean, it's good, but it's not like incredible. It's about 40%. Auburn is 8 of 28, so they're at about 30%, 29%. So there's definitely a difference there. But I mean, that's kind of what St. Joe's does, and I don't think it's necessarily what Auburn does. Auburn's been much better at the free throw line. They're plus 11 points at the free throw line. It's not really St. Joe's bag because they're spot shooters, but I think at this game, Auburn needs to attack, and they have attacked some, but I don't think they need JT taking threes. It just makes more sense for Auburn to attack in this game. They're better at the hole, and they're going to get fouled a lot, and they're going to hit their free throws. And all right, Cambridge misses the front end of 1-1, so. A very valorous take by Jalen Williams on the break. Looks like they're going to call a foul on that. Jalen missed on a very, like I said, valorous take. He was probably 1-on-4, and then JT got the rebound, and they fouled him immediately. Again, that's what I'm talking about, dude. The positioning is crazy. It's great. For a kid that age, I just realized that JT's left-handed too. That's 3. Flanny's left-handed, Jalen's left-handed, and JT's left-handed. Flanny, Jalen, and JT. Too much space right there. Too much space right there. Missed a wide open 3, St. Joe's did. Auburn gave it back in transition. God bless it, man. That kind of sloppiness drives BP crazy. I've got 71-68 with 6:49 to go. All right, so what's Auburn been doing? They've been attacking. In that situation, they got called for a charge, but JT, that's kind of a BS call in my opinion, but whatever. A simulated contact. JT came, he hop-stepped right in front of that guy and actually diverted away from him. And the kid was anticipating contact, and he fell backward. And I mean, it happens all the time. Rails says, is Sharif Cooper still playing? He didn't start playing. So the answer, I guess, is to no on that is no. Travis J came by. What's up, Travis? Says, hey, Jay, just came by to check up on you. Big game Saturday, War Eagle. Absolutely. Big time. Hey, this is for you, brother. Glad to have you here, Travis. Hope to see you Saturday. If not tomorrow, we got a basketball game at 10 a.m. tomorrow, too, if you're going to stop by. Auburn Gonzaga. All right, so St. Joe's is going to the line to cut this thing down from 3 if they can. They were on a 7-0 run earlier, and they're threatening to go on another run now. I feel like Auburn's a little disjointed on the attacking end right at the moment. That's where you need someone like Jared or Javon McCormick to just calm it down. I feel like JP is calm, but I also don't think he can create a lot right now. I tend to agree, Ryan, although there's different schools of thought on that. Oh, Canoe Man, I definitely think he was set. I don't think there's any argument on that. I think that JT hop-stepped right in front of him, diverted away from him. I'm not sure there was contact. I think if there's any contact, it was started by the kid that was set. Just my opinion, though. I could be wrong. All right, 71-70, guys, and you've got Turbo out there at the point. Let's see what he can get going here. This is a very important moment in the game, I think, and he's going to take a jump back three and hit it. Good God. That was one of those. Don't. Okay. It's a very important stretch of the game. Let's see who BP's leaning on. He's got Turbo at point. Oh, nice play by Stretch again. Forcing a turnover on an out-of-bounds play. He's got Turbo, Flanny, Cambridge, Stretch in there. And who's he got at 4? Oh, Jalen. They're going to call Turbo for a foul right there on a pick and roll. I just need to see a replay on that. I'm not going to get one, I guess. I'm not sure about that one, guys. Not a horrible call, though. I just think it's a choice. I mean, you got the tie to Rome double dribbles. That's a missed call right there. That's a whopper. St. Joe just hit another three. It's 74-73, guys. 5 minutes to go. Another great incisive pass from Jalen Williams trying to get the ball back. I don't know about these shooting decisions from Turbo, man. They're going to call a moving screen on that. It's on the three-point shot from St. Joe's. It was just a poorly conceived play all around. Because number 33 is moving, and the number 1 is just taking a shot that's just, no. Spread of Texas Harden. Yeah, if Turbo just hit about 30% more, he'd be like James Harden. I want to grow the beard, too. That is one of the weirdest full court defensive positioning situations I've ever seen in my entire life. Auburn ran an out-of-bounds play from right in front of the St. Joe's bench, going the long way down the court, and St. Joe's had 2 defenders behind him. And so when they passed the ball out to Turbo, he just took off because he had 2 guys behind him already, and he had a clear path all the way to the bucket. And he didn't even face resistance until he was jumping up to go. His take didn't go, but what really weird out-of-bounds defense there. It was very strange. Stephen H. says, just hopped in here now. Haven't watched a second of the game, but got St. Joe's +8. Who do y'all think is winning? I mean, whoever's going to win this game is going to be tight. I wouldn't be surprised if anybody won by 8. It's 75-73 right now. Turbo did hit one of the threes, one of the free throws. I would say you're probably safe, Steven, if I had to guess. I think Auburn ends up winning this by 6, is my guess. Auburn alumni said Turbo had the oop there to Stretch. That was the play I was talking about earlier, where they were defending behind him on the out-of-bounds play, and he had full clearance all the way into the to the cup, and then he took it instead of dishing it. I did not see that he had an open dish, but Auburn alumni did. That's the kind of stuff you need from your point guard, that recognition, and he didn't get it. It's just not really his bag, you know. Yeah, I think D-Lucky's got a point there. Turbo looking to score more than we needed him to. Or more than Auburn needs him to. I think that's true. But he's a scorer. I think at his – another moving screen. At his core, I think he's a scorer. I don't really know what he is, honestly, but I think – I can't really tell. But he's not a point guard. That is such an incredibly soft foul right there. Dude, the St. Joe guy thought it was on him, and he was about to start bitching. Oh, stretch with a little Swatsky there. That was a very soft foul on Stretch earlier. Good golly, Miss Molly. Hey, you talk about Chris, you talk about these refs being awful. Hey, man, it's their first game too, you know. Probably working with guys they haven't worked with before. You know, it's one of those deals. Auburn's officially got 5 block shots according to the broadcast, but they have diverted at least another 5. They have been really, really menacing near the hole. I'm surprised that wasn't a charge right there. That's not going to happen. What are you thinking, man? Old boy there thought he was going to go in for a tomahawk. Stop. There's literally no way Allen's going to let that happen. Like, there's just no chance. He would just knock that kid on his face if he had to. All right, so we've got 75-73, about 4 minutes to go. St. Joe's is going to the line for a 1-and-1. No, I take it back for a 2-shotter. So let's go ahead and get one more stat update before we get in this last push. You know, Joe Champy, the great women's basketball coach at Auburn, used to always talk about how every game should be cut up into 4-minute pieces of pie, and you try to win every 4-minute section. So Auburn's got one last 4-minute section to consider. Yeah, I'll just make it big. Sorry. All right, so here we are. This is the box score that's current as of what's happening right now to this very, very moment. Let's see, BP. Let's see, 43% shooting. He'd be okay with that. On the scoring end, 30% from 3. He'd like to see better than that, but not too. It's not bad. 67% from free throw range is it's okay. Defensively, 44%. He'd be 12 of 32 from 3 is not good enough. That's shooting a little too good for St. Joe's. And Auburn had such a great run in the first half of points off turnovers, but you haven't seen as much this half. You haven't seen them out in transition quite as much. I don't know what else stands out to you guys. I don't know if you guys see anything there. It's crazy. I mean, the disparity in free throws is crazy. 18 of 27 for Auburn, 7 of 11 for them. Rebounds, Auburn's got a nice little advantage there. 15 offensive rebounds to 10 for St. Joe's. That's kind of what I've seen watching this. Auburn's just been hell up there on the rack. 4 steals from Auburn seems low. I thought they had more than that. Pretty close game. CNHG says, the only thing I've taken from this game that I didn't already know or suspect is that our team plays super hard. Yeah, this has been a very, very max effort kind of game from Auburn. They've really pushed hard. Canoe Man reminds us this timeout is a great time to smash the like button if you have not done that yet. Thank you, Canoe Man. And, yeah, if you guys are enjoying the content at all, this is doing something for you one way or the other. You love me or you hate me. You think I'm boring or you think I'm great. Just go ahead and smash like. Doesn't cost you anything. It just helps me. It makes me feel good. It also helps the channel because we can get our stuff encoded more quickly when we do put stuff up to YouTube. So it would be very much appreciated, you guys. Yo, yo, yo. All right, it's getting tight. 75-73, St. Joe at the line. About 4 minutes to go. Auburn has been flailing a little bit on the offensive end. I think defensively they've been about the same, but offensively a little bit off the pace. The Lap Chick tournament. I don't even know about that one. I've not heard of the Lap Chick. All right, we got ourselves a tie game, guys. 75 all. Auburn is, I think at their, well, I think they were up 11 not too long ago. Damn, we got us a super chat from SM. Yo, what up, bro? Says, wow, this stream is about basketball. Question, who has a better straight right, Seth or Tyson? Interesting. I'm going to take Seth. There goes Auburn again, man. Rebounding. They're just so problematic near the rack because they're so long. And they also play really hard. Let me give you one of these, SM. Appreciate you, brother, man. All right, so we got Stretch at the line. Spread attack U18 has St. Joe ever led this game? They may have very early, but not lately. Might be on our stat sheet here. Yeah, they led by 3 at the 16-20 mark, but nothing since then. Thank you, SM. Appreciate it, bro. V Spark was confused there for a minute about Seth Williams. He's a star wideout for the football team, number 18. All right, so St. Joe now, in a rare switch of strategy, is now attacking the hole more so than they were before. They're not waiting to jump shoot, and they're getting to the rack. The intramural guy took on JT Thor and somehow drew a foul. Did not get the bucket. Not surprised by that, but he is going to go to the line. So this could be the moment right here where St. Joe jumps ahead a little bit, and it's just going to be – oh, no, I'm sorry. Auburn's up has 76. I apologize. Stretch did hit one of the free throws. That's tie game. Again, we got 3:21 to go here. Auburn alumni believes that was the last that Thor has been disqualified due to fouls. The St. Joe guy missed a free throw right there, so it's all square. Yes, Thor is out. 5 fouls. All right, let's see what goes on here. A little bit of pressure. I think is really good for the team here. JP playing point. It's like Devin and Flanny out there at 2 and 3. So Cambridge got fouled oddly. He was just kind of like out by himself, and the guy was just kind of stuck his hands out and fouled him. It was a weird foul. It was a bad foul. The coach hates it. I don't blame him. I could not coach. I would have an anger attack like every game, and I'd eventually die of a heart attack. What a rebound by Jalen Williams right there. That's a missed free throw from Devin, then an OR. See, now that's a smart play right there. Jalen Williams, he had a wide open 3. He didn't shoot it. He faked it, went off the dribble and went inside, got left hand up and drove it in and scored. That's just a really smart play. It's not a play he would have made last year. He would have shot that 3. He takes it to the hole because he's either going to get fouled or he's going to get the ball in the hole, or he might get both. But one way or another, something good's going to happen. That's a nice rebound right there, but Auburn knocked it away. All right, let's see what kind of sack this team has right now. They're up 3 with 2 minutes to go. Let's see how they handle this possession right here. JP's going to be playing point. All right, so Jalen kind of did a little floater from 8 feet and missed it. Although I don't necessarily have a problem with that play. He hits that a lot. You would have think that he would want to guarantee contact. So he could at least, that's the player there that's shown on the replay. He would have normally, last year he would have shot the 3 right there. And he might have hit it. I don't know, but maybe not. Instead, he takes it inside and goes up and gets it. It's a kid getting better. Right there. It's a defensive mistake there. I'm not saying it was JP's fault, but he just seemed to be acting oddly there. I don't know what he was doing. I don't really know what he was doing. I don't think it was on him, though. All right, so Auburn's up 132 to go. 79-78. Auburn with another offensive rebound. St. Joe's coach is going to have he's going to have an aneurysm. I am drinking a little bit tonight, Ryan D., my main man. I'm drinking some Blue Note. It's a bourbon out of Memphis, Tennessee. I don't usually drink Tennessee stuff, but I'm drinking it tonight. This was given to me by a trusted member of the auburnsports.com bunker community. And he said I would like it, and he is right. I am generally a Kentucky guy. I drink Kentucky stuff, but this stuff's good. It's a 9-year. Sourced. I'm not sure what their source is. I have to check out on Reddit for that. BG wants to know, where's Chris Moore? He listen, man, he's played a great game. I don't know if he's going to be playing right now because this is kind of clutch time, but he's been terrific. I would probably give him an A tonight. He's probably played 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and he's been really efficient and effective. I just don't know if this is his time to play right now. Jalen's going to miss free throws like that. I wouldn't have a problem with him playing right now, though. Ryan D says he needs St. Joe's to win if I can give him some luck. I don't know if I can help you on that one, Ryan D. All right, so it's 80-78. Jalen hit one of those free throws. We got 1 minute, just coming up on 1 minute on a counting clock, as Andy would say. The intramural guy beat Auburn, went up for the reverse and missed it. I'm not exactly sure what the call is here, but there was a call of some kind, apparently on the shot. I have absolutely no idea where the foul is on that. Akingbola did not touch him. He was actually trying to stay away from touching him. He just backed away and let him go, and they still called a foul. Whew, that's a horrendous call right there, but it's all right. Good God. NHG says that was a soft call. I agree. Carter Brown says horse crap call. Agree. Gus agrees with you. That was horse crap. St. Joe's got a lucky tip there to get the ball back in. So now St. Joe's is up 81-80. $55 seconds to go. JP getting a little panicked. It's all right. It's his first game ever. He's playing out of position. No problem. Give the ball to the guys that know what they're doing in these positions. And Devin Cambridge just turned the ball over. And St. Joe's got a bucket in transition. It's now 83-80. Devin with a really bad turnover right there. Hideous. TKTV says we need Sharif. I would imagine he would have helped today. Not necessarily scoring, but just handling the ball. Nah, it wasn't a lucky tip. It was a good play. Good job. Let's see. Ryan D says I might get my wish after all. I would say that their win percentage just went up for sure. AWS has that at 82% right now. I'm just making that up, but it's probably true. Bottom line is that Auburn's been flat on the scoring end the last 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. I mean, let's just be real about it. Just haven't seen that good offensive flow. There's been some individual plays that have been really good, but you just don't see that team flow that we saw in the first half and early in the second half. Poopy Doopy looks like he's already ready to throw this one and throw in the towel on this bad boy. Says gave this one away in the past tense. Jeez. Boy, St. Joe's got themselves some games coming up, huh? Kansas and Villanova. Plus Hersey Hawkins against Bradley. Eddie George at Temple. Eddie George. Not Eddie George. He's the football player, wasn't he? I We'll say Mark Macon at Temple. NHG makes a great point. Says last couple of minutes are when you need one or two players who can take it over, just don't have it yet. It's supposed to be Devin, but he did not handle that well on that last possession. BP is pissed too. Not happy. He's not happy. Flanny just went for a take, more or less in transition there, and he didn't get it in. It got blocked or partially blocked. I can't tell what the call is. The play is stopped, but and the St. Joe's guys look pissed, but I don't know what the call here is. My guess is that it's on St. Joe's. It looked to me like Flanny just got stuffed on this, and it looked like a fair play, but I think that retroactively they're going to call a foul. Flanny did go into the back support of the backboard in a way that seemed unnatural, but I couldn't tell from that angle. Regardless, it sounds like there's a foul called. And if I was a St. Joe's person, I would be pretty pissed about it. But the Stretch Akingbola one was bad too. They called a foul on Stretch, I think 2 possessions earlier. He literally backed away from him, just gave it up. Dude, South Alabama's a pretty good team too. I think Auburn beat South last year by 1. So, and Memphis, they took a pretty stinky loss today, as I recall. They played some. No, was it Western that they were playing? I can't remember who they were playing. They lost by like 8 in a game that I thought they would be right there in. I was kind of skeptical of this old idea that Penny Hardaway was going to be this great coach. He really hadn't done a lot of great coaching. He's a good recruiter. Yeah, that was a pretty late call. Look at Chad Pruitt in there getting some FaceTime. Ryan S. thinks this team will grow and get better throughout the season. I agree. It's just what you got to do. You got to grind this one out, man. You got to grind this season out. There's going to be games like this that Auburn wins. There's going to be games like this that Auburn loses. But either way, you're getting a lot of experience that's going to be very, very useful next year when you've got the personnel to really start pushing for a title again, pushing for another title. You're going to have to rely on these guys. The guy who was asking earlier, Chris Moore, just checked in. So this is good. See what he can come up with. As you can see, Flanny was a very poor free throw shooter last year. He works on this constantly. He wants it so bad. Matthew W. says excited for the Illinois-Baylor matchup in a week. Flanny hit that free throw. He's now 5 of 6. Big for him. Yeah, man, Illinois is a really interesting story to me. Brad Underwood is the coach there, who is at Stephen F. Austin. I loved the brand of basketball they played. He engineered a big upset of VCU in the tournament a few years ago. Went to Oklahoma State, and I was like, oh, he's going to be great there. And he was starting to get great, and then he left. And he went to Illinois, and now Illinois is in the top 10. So I think that dude can coach, no doubt about it. It's 82-83, and looks like Intramurals got fouled there. 82-83, 24 seconds to go. Great job by Flanagan today. 6 of 7 from the line, guys, from a guy who was shooting about 40% from the free throw line last year. Is really, really big. Boise says, should we go ahead and voluntarily forfeit this game to the NCAA as a self-imposed penalty? It's funny, Bo. It's great. Uh-oh, Intramurals has been missing some clutch free throws here in the stretch. It's still going to stay 82-83. He's got one more free throw. B-Rad, as I understand it, yes. Does this postseason ban count toward the SEC title? Also, yes. Auburn will not be able to participate in the SEC tournament, as I understand it. All right, so Intramurals hit the second free throw. So it's 84-82. With 24 seconds to go, BP calls timeout. He wants to talk about how they're going to handle this next upcoming possession. NHG says intramural kid started bawling after Jay made fun of him. Doe Cool says, damn, rest in peace, my Auburn bets. Oh, my goodness gracious. That'll be next time, brother. Job Crass wants to know who will win. AWS has St. Joe's at a 73.2% chance of winning. And I would probably say, based on what we've seen the last 10 minutes, that St. Joe is going to win this game, actually. Auburn has not handled things well in the scoring end, and they're going to need something good here. But we'll see. As someone mentioned earlier, this is the time of the game when you really need somebody like Mark. Look at Mike Burgomaster. He's got some ideas. He's got some ideas about what to do here. So does Ira Bowman. Chad Pruitt. He's got some ideas. I thought Auburn was going to win this game by 8 or 9 points when we were at the 10-minute mark, but just kind of lost their way a little bit on the scoring end here late. Here's the chance to get it back together. All right, so their clutch performance group here. Cambridge, JP, Flanagan. Oh, did he get fouled? Oh, I thought he got fouled on that. Jalen had a dunk off of a pick and roll roller, I should say. So now you got about 10 seconds left to defend. This is a tie game, 84-84. St. Joe's has the ball. They miss a shot. Cambridge got the rebound, but the buzzer has sounded. We're going overtime, folks. Free basketball for all? Yes, indeed. Look, man, 40 minutes was not enough to settle this score, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at this box score. The one I really want to look at is second half. Gosh darn it, I missed it. Really want to pull this up for you guys. Well, I guess we won't do that. This is the box. Hey, don't do that. This is the current box as of this moment right now at the end of the second half. Very interesting to see St. Joe's. We talked about them being a jump shooting team through the first 30 minutes, but they really took it to the rack late in the second half, and it worked well for them. You can see they're now they've caught up a lot in free throws. 12 of 19, which is not quite on Auburn's pace, but they were just jump shooting the whole first half. They took it to the rack a lot in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Their three-point shooting is pretty good, 41% since halftime versus Auburn's 36%. It's not too bad, I guess. I think this really comes down to Auburn just not executing very well in the last 8 minutes. I think they should have won this game by 5 or 6 points, but credit to St. Joe's. Been fighting hard on the defensive end, and they've been scoring. They've been taking it to the hole and getting to the rack. Finished a few, hit some free throws, been doing a nice job that as far as that goes. Let's see, Mr. Intramural, Ryan Daly. 15 points on 5 of 18 shooting. God bless. You got to give him credit, man. He's hanging in there, though. That's a struggling-ass game right there. That's getting it done, though, you know. Sometimes you got to have games like that. Auburn's being led by Jalen. Now 14 points on 6 of 11. Let's see, Yo Malcolm's in the house. Let's get this W. Travis J in the house says, I'm too young and Auburn gives me cardiac issues. Adam Smith correctly surmises this is the kind of game that will help these young players down the road. I agree completely, yo. Pocket Watch also notes that OT before we play at 10 a.m. the next morning is going great, isn't it? Let's see, Italian Rooster says you need to announce better. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, man, he front rimmed that one. You need to announce better, just honest advice. That was the game-tying shot. I know I'm not really doing play-by-play per se, Italian. I'm just kind of like, it's almost like a webcast in a way because they have the TV rights and I can't even show the game. But I'm doing the best I can, brother. I appreciate the feedback, though. Announcing is really, really hard. It's something that seems easy, but it's hard to do. I should say it's hard to do well. Hard to do well. That was a really nice kick out right there. Let's see if St. Jose hit the 3. So that's 87 now. They can throw another shrimp on the ball, B. Eric Olson says, I blame this on Barb's. Barbara came in here and everything went to shit, right? Barbara was the girl that said that good luck Auburn tomorrow against Gonzaga. You're going to need it. To which Eric said, no. You're not going to come into an Auburn stream and start talking smack about frickin' Gonzaga. Do you even have a football team, bro? That's what I would have said. JP with a nice little spin move, drives in with the right hand, doesn't finish, but gets the foul. Not bad. He's been good, man. I like Devin's face right there when he gave up that three. He was like, damn. AU Taxman says, Bunker looking oddly reasonable tonight. That is shocking to me. I'm having to think about this. Avery in the house, one of our friends from rebelgrove.com, says, happy Thanksgiving, JG, popping in here for OT. Hey, Avery, what up? See that picture of you and Neil F. Great to have you on with us, and happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. All right. Powell hits the first one. He's got a second one upcoming. He hits that one as well. 86 all. I don't know why I gave them 87. Oh, I know why I gave him 87. I thought that was a 3. It was actually a 2. I guess his toe was on the line. It happens sometimes. Intramural does a little shimmy spin on Allie Flanagan and gets it in. St. Joe's is up 2. 3 minutes to go. They're giving JP a little bit of room, and he's taking it. Little runner with the right-hander. Nope. Eric O thinks we're going to need a prayer circle. And Neil thinks that. Neil McCready does. Excuse me. Auburn gets a turnover in transition. Al Flanagan's going to go in by himself. He's going to miss it, but Devin's there for the tip. 88 all. It's a good game, man. It's fun. I just can't believe that St. Joe's is in this game pushing tempo. Well, they weren't really pushing tempo. They were just attacking downhill in the half court. He's trying another spin move on Flanagan, and I thought Flanagan got a clean block there, but the referee sees otherwise, and I don't see a lot of protestations from Auburn on that one. Flanagan definitely has taken a step forward from last year, I think. Assuming he can play at this level the whole way, I think he's been good today. I just felt like last year he would get mentally defeated sometimes and just kind of go through the motions, and I haven't seen that today. He hasn't been great today, but he hasn't gone through the motions at all. AU Taxman thinks 15 points, pretty solid debut. Probably talking about JP. Absolutely. I think he's been solid yeah, for sure. Oh, my goodness. That was a double clutch dunk right there from Jalen Williams. He was actually avoiding a potential steal by doing the double clutch. And he just throws it home. Number 5 just absolutely thrashed Devin on that drive. Yikes. This is a great little dunk right here. This reminds me of some stuff that used to play on the Commodore 64, do stuff like this. Wasn't quite as big of a hitch as I thought it was, but it was still pretty sweet the way he avoided that hand. He just kind of ducked under it, went doop doop. Zoop. That was nice. A nice play. All right. St. Joe's equalized that with the free throw. They're taking one more. 2 minutes to go. And they're up 91-90. The bad guys. Still sticking with JP right here. He's been out there a while now. Yeah, I thought that they were getting a little handsy there on Cambridge, thinking they could turn him over. He's been a turnover risk today. Now his teammates are badgering him, saying, "Why did you do that? Don't reach on him. He'll turn it over without you reaching." There's a Mike Burgomaster sitting behind BP. He's kind of one of their X's and O's aces. Devin misses the front end of a 1-1. Fernando G wants to know, perhaps ironically, how many points Sharif has. Sharif has 0 points tonight. Devin hits the second, ties it up again. I bet this game's been tied about 10, 15 times here in the last however long. 10 minutes. All right, I got 1:30 to go. Game's tied at 91. Intramural's trying to take JP off the dribble, and I don't think he can do that. Step back three from Intramural, and he just barely hit rim. Flanny came down with the rebound. Devin's going to try to hit 1 and 3. 3 in transition. Missed it, but Stretch got the rebound. Dishes it to Jalen, who, again, eschews a difficult shot and works his way into a better shot and gets the 2. 93-91 Auburn. St. Joe's is playing really hard, too, right now. This is a really fun game to watch. All right, so St. Joe missed a 3, got a really good rebound, fought really hard to get it. They're coming back. I got to adjust my AC unit. Hold on a second. My daughter's home from college, and she likes it cold up here, but, man, I can't do this. She's got it on 69. Sheesh. It's cold. See, NHG says, when did we switch to zone? Let's see. I didn't notice that in the last possession. I was so caught up on the changing the score and getting that right. Couldn't really see on the last possession. It was just chaotic. SM says, coaches can't test out of masks. See, D-Lucky says 1-3-1 last possession. It looked a little odd, but just as they were setting up, the guy shot, and Stretch really, he had a nice block out on that. That's all I could see. Now they're out of that zone. No, they're not. I can't tell what that is right off, D-Lucky. I can tell you that's a big rebound from Powell right there. Auburn's got the ball now. 30 seconds to go. They're up 2. Devin going to 3 to ice this game. Missed another one. Big rebound from JP, although Stretch knocked it out so he could get it. 16 seconds to go. The St. Joe's coach is livid. The guys just can't get a rebound. It's interesting, man. I don't know if I've ever seen this, but he's wearing that mesh mask right now. He was wearing like a clear shield earlier. Like he's changed his face mask during the game. It's interesting. All right, so JP going to the line. I think there's 15 seconds left. 16. Puts Auburn up 3, 94-91. Luke W. says it's a rally mask. All right, JP hits both. So 95-91 for Auburn here with about 16 seconds to go. St. Joe's got to go full court, and they got to come up with something pretty crazy here. They're going to let Intramural just drive in. He's going to kick out for Funk, who missed the tough three. Tip almost went in, but Stretch got another big rebound. AU Taxman says fouled out with 0 points. That's the Anthony McLemore special. Kendall King says who won? It looks like Auburn's going to win this. There's still 6 seconds to go, but Auburn's up 4, and they've got, I think they're going to be shooting free throws here. All right. Taking a little time out here. I don't know who's shooting, though. That's the thing. Looks like Auburn alumni feels pretty good about this one. Marty Looney's feeling pretty good about this one. Poopy Doopy notes that Intramural got his mouth busted. Look, he's still upset. He wants answers about why his jaw hurts. It may have been because an Auburn Tiger got their elbow into his chin. I don't know that. BP4U says Lego fam, great win for our young team. Thank you. Cool. Are we going to eat? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Well, I'm not. This is a good game. All right. Stretch hits the first to put it up 96-91. I missed the second one, but that's not a big deal. Looks like they're going to win this by 5, 2, 3, somewhere like that. That's a wrap, guys. 96-91 is the final. Great rally by Auburn. Fell behind late in just before the end of the second period, and were able to rally that and push that into overtime. In overtime, they were down a little bit. I don't want to watch this crappy football. In overtime, they were down by a few, and they just kind of hung in there and grinded it out, man. That's a really nice win. No joke. Let's get a look at the final full numbers. I'll get those up for you in just a sec. We can start pondering who our player of the game is, although I have a sneaky suspicion I know exactly who it's going to be. These are the final stats, hot off the presses. The Auburn Tigers with an overtime victory over St. Joe's. Player of the game for me would probably be JP. I don't know what his numbers are. 17 points on 4 of 10 shooting, 6 of 6 from free throw, 3 of 5 from 3, 7 rebounds from the point guard position. 0 assists would be the minus for a point guard, but considering he's not a point guard by trade, I think that's an incredible game. Plus 16 on the plus minus, second best on the team. 27 minutes. Compare that to Turbo at 18 minutes, who's the other point guard. All in all, I think he had a tremendous game. Jalen Williams, you could also make that argument. 18 points on 8 of 13 shooting, 11 boards. That's a great night from him. 5 turnovers on the minus side, but 3 assists. 2 of them were really, really good assists. And he leads the team on plus 18. I think you'd probably have to give him the MVP, though. You know, for those of us on the inside who follow this very, very closely, we're all surprised by how good JP was there. D Lucky jumps in, says, yo, yo, yo. 1-0, can't win any tournaments, so winning games means even more. Thank you, D Lucky. Appreciate you. Let me give you one of these too, brother. John Carolina notes, very confident, not scared whatsoever. BP4IU says, Powell stepping up to the line and just hitting daggers. My goodness. Yeah, Jalen and JP were the two that really stuck out to me, although Stretch had some big boards there late in the game. I thought Chris Moore, I know he wasn't the star of this game, but he came in here and played really, really well. 7 points on 2 of 2 shooting, 2 boards, 2 assists, no screw-ups, +4 in 13 minutes, and they were tough 13 minutes. I thought he had a good game. Jamal Johnson looks like he's probably the 8th or 9th guy on this team, which is fair. 4 points on 1 of 6 shooting. Devin, not a great day for him. 13 points on 4 of 12. Poor from three-point range, poor from the line. Got 10 rebounds, though, so that's a plus. 2 assists, 2 turnovers. So that's just kind of an average game for Devin, I guess. Jalen, very good. Allen hustled really hard. 6 of 7 from the line for Flanny is outstanding. This is a guy that shot, I think, 42% from the line last year. Been working so hard to get better at the line, and tonight he really showed that he's got it in him. JT Thor fouled out a little bit early. 7 points on 2 of 6 shooting. I think we were all kind of surprised with what he looks like, man. He is very, very long and has some really good instincts on the defensive end as far as attacking shots, blocking shots, deflecting shots, just affecting shots. And hit a 3 as well. Actually took 4 threes. How about that? Very unusual to see somebody that long that's has the green light to shoot that much from 3. Forrest B thinks Jalen Williams is going to be that dude. He sure did look good tonight. There's no doubt about that. I love the maturity he showed, passing up some difficult shots to get better ones, which is something I thought that he, I don't know what's the right word, settled for too many difficult shots when he could have just put a little bit more effort into it and got a better shot. Tonight, that's what he did. He eschewed the tough shots and went in for easier ones, which is a good thing. And it helps explain how he goes 8 of 13 from the floor. So I'll just give out my letter grades here. I'm be interested. We're going to open up the phone lines here in a minute to get y'all's letter grades. But Turbo for me, probably a C. JT Thor, C+. Flanagan, B-. Jalen Williams, A. Devin Cambridge, C. Jamal Johnson, not enough to judge. Chris Moore, I would give him a B+. But again, he'd be close to not enough to judge. Stretch Akimbola, B+. I love what he was bringing. 8 rebounds. 3 blocks, and he was just causing a lot of trouble. JP, I would give him an A. And Dylan Cardwell, probably not quite enough to C, but probably I'd give him a solid C. And overall, I'd give them a B or a B+. I thought it was a good performance. Auburn alumni loves Jalen for his IQ being so damn high now. I get that. And John Carolina says, length and athleticism we had is a long way away from Lebo's Leprechauns. I love it. Let's see. St. Joe in overtime was 2 of 8 from the floor. Auburn was 3 of 7 from the floor in overtime. Missed both threes. St. Joe missed both threes in overtime as well. 3 or 4 from the line for St. Joe's. Auburn was 6 of 8 from the line in overtime. Auburn ends up winning the rebound battle 56-39. Wow, plus 17. You didn't see much of that last year, did you? Auburn finishes with 16 assists and 18 turnovers. Not bad for considering the makeup of this team. St. Joe went 20 assists and 13 turnovers, which again doesn't surprise me considering the makeup of their team. They seem very guard-oriented. Taylor Funk, who's kind of a smaller forward to me, had 28 points, had a great game, and I thought Intramural was fighting hard. Number 1, Ryan Daly, had 18 points on 6 of 20. But wow, some really interesting things to talk about here from an Auburn perspective, and you know BP's really fired up to have gotten that W right there. Super chat coming through from Ryan S. again. Our most faithful super chatter of the night. Appreciate you, brother, man. This is Wardam. Good close win. This team will grow throughout the season. Yeah, it's a great way to start, though, man. Let's see. Melee says, everybody seen a leprechaun say, yeah, yeah. AU Taxman says St. Joe seems like an okay team. I agree. I'd like to see what they do in their conference. But, yeah, not a super good team, I wouldn't say. The team tomorrow, slightly different story. I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. I know we're going to have some calls coming in. Wait, what? I think I just got a text from my dad. Oddly, my dad will text me on Skype sometimes because he doesn't realize that. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Yeah, G, you doing good? How you doing, man?
What up, bro? How you been?
Man, pretty good day. Pretty good day. How about yourself?
Let's see, this is AU Storm 20, right?
It is.
Yes. Well, hell, it's been a fun night, man. I really enjoyed watching this team kind of open up and get this game done, man, because there were some challenges there, man.
Yeah, you know, what's crazy is, we had no idea what to expect coming in, right? I mean, Nobody's really seen practices. We hadn't really gotten many reports out of it. You know, everything that's been going on. First off, I'm really proud of the way this team, played and battled. From what happened this past week and the announcement that was made and then Sharif not playing, they could have easily folded, right? And especially there at the end. But it just gives a testament to their work ethic and everything else, just come out and fight and win and claw it out at the very end. We couldn't make a free throw at some point. They could have easily folded. And that's what's most impressive to me is that this team, they're going to fight all year, no matter the circumstances. And that's encouraging to see. And that's something that, years ago we would have never, ever have seen, right? And maybe that was in the back of my mind this whole time, but look, we got a different coaching staff. We got a different philosophy, a different program attitude, and that showed tonight. I mean, that was what was most impressive to me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the fight they showed from start to finish, man. I mean, they're thirsty, they're hungry, they want to get some stuff done. And I mean, I thought they were just making it really hard on SJU at the cup all night. Maybe tailed off a little bit at the very end, but they got SJU thinking twice about going to the hole there for most of that game. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, also, that play to send it overtime with Jalen Williams, I mean, the coaching staff, I think you're going to see a different side of the coaching staff this year, a little more X's and O's, a little more play calling, just due to the fact that we really don't know what we have towards the beginning of the year, at least, with our playmakers, who our guy is. I guess Jalen Williams, maybe that guy moving forward, getting the ball in his hands. He showed when he is able to slow it down and settle it down, he is probably our best playmaker on the floor, right? And when he started to speed it up a little bit, especially in full court, there were some turnovers there. There were some errant passes. But, when he gets the ball and he's slowing it down, I mean, there were some moves. There were some double pumps. I mean, that dunk that he had at the very end, as well as the one in overtime, was just – I mean, that was the flashes that we heard about in the offseason about this guy might be something different. That was what was most impressive to me is that, maybe he's the guy moving forward that we need to get the ball to towards the end of the games. That was what I was most curious about seeing towards the very end was who's going to be that guy to take the shot or who's going to be the guy that the play call is going to go to. That was interesting to me. I know you kind of talked about that, and we kind of talked about that a little bit was towards the end of the games, who's the ball going to go to, who's going to take possession of it, who's the play call going to go to. And I guess Jalen might be that guy moving forward. What are your kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, he definitely showed that he deserves to get that consideration, moving forward. I thought Devin had a chance to do that, but he had that nasty turnover there kind of late. I mean, I think it's going to be between Jalen and Devin all year long. I think those are the two guys who are going to be the go-to, although Justin looked pretty damn good today. I mean, he shocked me by how ready he looked to me, particularly considering he's playing out of position.
I mean, look, 17 and 8 rebounds for a guy who really has never played point guard before. I mean, there's a lot of hope there, the great white hope, if you will.
Yeah,
I mean, going to the free throw line, you were like, this guy's going to make both towards the end there. I mean, he's so impressive, and I think people who just saw a white dude coming out of high school, Scotty Paulman. No, this guy's a different beast. I mean, the way he didn't really have any turnovers. I mean, that was what was impressive to me. Now, tomorrow is going to be a different story, I feel like. We're really going to see what we got tomorrow. And, as long as we come out there and fight a little bit, I'm okay. Just show a little bit of resiliency and a little bit of control. But I was very impressed with him. And Turbo a little bit too. I mean, I know, I really don't know what to think about Turbo. I know you're kind of the same way.
Yes, I don't know what he is.
But I don't either. And I was a little shocked that he got to start tonight, but I don't know if you're going to see that for the rest of the year. But the way he drives, and he's got a nice little step back, but he doesn't really seem to take leadership of the ball. I mean, especially when he's bringing it up the court or getting people in the play call, he really didn't show much of that. And I don't know if that's just the way he is or he just hadn't gotten it yet. I just don't know what we got with him. And, of course, we're going to have to play him, right, until something happens. But I was hoping to see a little more out of him. He had some nice threes there, but, we'll see. But
yeah,
overall, I mean, for not knowing what we have this year, that was very impressive. And to see some of those guys step up a little bit from last year. I mean, Jalen didn't play to the end of the year last year. Stretch hardly played. Devin was a spot-up shooter in the corner. Flanagan, I know I talked about him a lot in the offseason. I think you're going to see him continue to grow. And, look, he made free throws, 6 of 7. Not too bad.
Not bad
and
at all.
Even his three-point shots looked okay.
Yeah. He's made a lot of progress, man. He was a hustler, I mean, last year even, but this year I thought he was really good today. He was fighting really, really hard.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really know. I guess we'll find out here in the next few games what we can expect to move forward. But, I think it's going to be an interesting – I think it's going to be a fun year. Let's just put it that way. We don't have a lot of pressure on us. Go out there, wreak some havoc, learn and grow, and continue to fight. I mean, this is what – would you say this might be one of the most athletic teams Auburn's had in a very, very long time? I mean, just the length and the bounce. I can't remember a team quite – I mean, maybe the 99-2000 team, but other than that, this might be one of the most athletic teams we put on the floor.
Yes, I agree. Certainly of the BP era and certainly of the modern era since the era you were talking about, 99-2000. I mean, everybody, they got 10 guys right now that are really good,
Yeah, just long. I know Thor's trying to figure himself out there. Defensively, he looks like he can be he can create some havoc, but offensively, I think he's going to take a while to find himself really. And I think their coach staff can try to figure out where he fits well and what play calls run for him and where he fits on the floor. But he looks a little lost there offensively. So did Cardwell. But, like I said, I know it's St. Joe's, and I know we've squeaked out an OT, but a lot to be encouraged about. Tomorrow we might take our licks and our wounds, but I think this team will fight, and I think we should all be excited about moving forward.
I'm with you totally.
I appreciate the time, man.
See ya, Storm 20. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely, man. Thanks.
See ya. There he goes, AU Storm 20, one of our good basketball callers. Good football caller, too, but a good basketball caller. Got a super chat coming through from my main man, Hornatius, who drives a Jeep pickup. This is 1 a.m. Beaches. No, we're not doing 1 a.m. It's only 6:25 right now, and we got a game at 10 a.m. We're not going to do it. But I appreciate your super chat anyway. Hey, caller. Welcome to the show. How you doing? What up, man? It is. You got to go ahead and hit mute on that, bro.
Did I hit mute? I thought I hit. Yeah, I'm muted.
Auburn alumni in the house. What up, brother?
Man, just enjoying this first victory of the latest Pearl crew here. So yeah, man, that was fun. I overall pretty pleased. Echoing what we talked about in the chat, the length and the athleticism on this team is super impressive.
Yes.
Like we talked about, it's such a far cry from, what was it, 6 years ago? I can't believe it's been 6 years, but the first Pearl group, where we, basically it was Bowers at 6'7" was by far our biggest guy, and there was no one else even close to him. And now we got guys who can play the three that are close to 7 feet. So it's wild. And I tell you what, we're just started this season, but it's really hard not to get excited about if you plug in a Jabari on top of that. I mean, you could potentially have Jabari, Thor, and Stretch, and that's a 3-4-5 lineup, and every single one of those guys is 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and not just lumbering guys. You're talking about guys that can run. So yeah, man, that's exciting stuff. But I definitely think this season, I think Yeah, I think we saw, the big question, we talked about this multiple times, is can Flanagan and can Cambridge become more consistent on the outside? And I think combined they were like 1 of 11 from 3 today. I'm sure they'll have better days, but I still think that's going to be an issue. Although Flanny's definitely got a whole lot better at the line. But I think the thing that's going to offset the continued lack of consistent shooting, is the fact that, I don't see many games, man, even in the SEC, where we're going to have like a distinct disadvantage on the boards. I think we're going to be fighting, or we're either going to be the winner, or we're going to be right there in most of these games. I mean, tomorrow notwithstanding, Gonzaga, like you said, hyper elite, but I look at the length and the energy that they come with, stretch, and I think that's going to be a big boon to our record this year to offset what I think is going to look like to be another kind of hit or miss shooting wise.
Yeah, that's the thing. They had shooting 2 years ago. I still think they're going to have it with JP, and some of these other guys are going to heat up a little bit. Devin's not going to be this bad all year. I'm still not convinced on Flanny if he's going to end up being a really good shooter, but people think he will be. I like his mechanics. He doesn't hit a lot,
Yeah.
But you mentioned this team's going to hustle. This team's got a lot of length to be a real menace on the defensive side. They're very aggressive, so it's always going to be a problem at the rack. And so I'm with you. I think these elite teams like Gonzaga that have crazy speed everywhere are going to be a problem for Auburn. That's a game where like JP's not going to be very good. But they're not all like that. You're not going to be playing number 1, number 2 every single week. And I think Auburn's going to have a lot of good wins. And I think they're going to have some that are not so – that's some losses that are going to hurt. But you just got to grind this thing out. You know what I'm talking about. You're very acute, very in tune, I should say, with what's going on in the basketball world at Auburn. And they got to grind this out, get experience so that they can add Jabari and Trey next year and really, really kick ass. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that the bigger – depending on what happens with Sharif, and, let's say worst case, Sharif, ineligible, goes overseas, we never get Sharif. So then you're basically running the rest of the year. You got Turbo and you got JP. Well, if JP's having to run point every game, obviously that's going to be a detriment to his spot-up shooting. If you get Sharif back, then I think that changes dramatically, to me, the outlook wins-loss-wise. Not so much for the fact that we'll already have that length, but if you can get it to where Sharif is back in the mix at some point in the year, and you can move JP to more of a spot-up shooter, shooting guard, and you have a true point guard running the area, that just makes the offense that much better. But if we're running what we run tonight, I think it's going to be, like you said, I think you're going to have games where you're going to have a lot of games like this, and you're going to have them where it's probably going to be about 50-50 where we come out on either end. But the encouraging aspect is like saying Flanny goes 6 and 7 from the line.
Yeah, that's great.
It's
huge.
So if we can take the strategy we had honestly, the strategy we had on last year's team, I think they should employ this year's team, which is go to the hole, go to the hole, go to the hole, get to the basket, get to the line, get inside, get in the paint, let us crash the boards, and see where that takes you. I just feel like our personnel fits that strategy we had last year, which I think we were top 5 in the country and going to the line. So if we can do that, then you got a chance. But it is what it is. Obviously, we don't have a postseason, but I still want us to win as many games as possible. But like I said, the whole Sharif thing, just not even looking at it from a insulate thing, but looking at it from a team standpoint, if we lose Sharif, numero uno priority has got to be get a big-time transfer point guard to come in next year, because you look at the squad around whoever is going to be running the floor. It's really exciting, especially the size. It's just the size and the ability to be multiple. Like for us, we can go fast, we can go big. But if we can get somebody that's a true floor general to help us out, obviously I hope it's Sharif, but if it's not, that's huge. And yeah, I think it's going to be, we're right back in the hunt for everything next year. But
Agreed.
This is going to be fun, man. I definitely like the team.
Yeah,
sure.
They fight hard. And unlike the football coach, the basketball coach at Auburn can figure out his personnel pretty quickly. It won't take a month to figure out how to play,
No, that's and you mentioned it. Look at how many guys as true freshmen, and we'll go to an overtime game, first game out, and nobody looked lost. Like, there was nobody out there who was like, oh, my God, get him out of there. He has no clue what he's doing out there. I mean, nobody did. And, you know, Powell was 16 points, 7 boards, running point first game out as a freshman. I mean, that's something.
Pretty
but
big.
more, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's so different, but that's the other thing. There's nobody going, oh, God, I hope we don't lose Gus next year. You don't hear any of that on the forum. But
No.
but everybody's like, dear God in heaven above and basketball gods, please keep Bruce, you know, safe in our
Yes.
loving embrace. So that's definitely, I mean, you know, but yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited. Powell's awesome. Jalen looks like the dude. I mean, Jalen just makes those plays, man, that are next level. I mean, he had 3 of them this game specifically where I was like, you know, one was a pass, the double clutch dunk he had, and he's just that guy. And if we get him, I think that this year, I think it's going to be a very similar to Okiki type deal. Okiki his sophomore year, by the end of his sophomore year, became the man. I think Jalen's going to take a similar run here.
All
That's
right.
my ball.
I love the maturity he showed today, and if he does this for game after game, I'm with you on that. I just want to see a few more games from him. That's all. I'm not trying to be Mr. Negative. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, good start. Free Sharif, please. You know, it'd be great if we could get him. If not, you know, we'll roll with Vanilla Bryce and Turbo and go grab us somebody else to help out. But, man, we got a lot of talent. There's a lot of length, a lot of athleticism. So, yeah, it should be fun regardless.
All right, we got Gonzaga tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you then, brother.
Bloody Mary's in the morning, eh?
Whatever we got to do to make it work.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
Well, holla.
See you, man.
Later.
There he is. Auburn alumni. Always a thoughtful, introspective caller. He's always got some different takes on some stuff, some deeper thoughts about things. He's not quite Jack Handy with the deep thoughts, but he's always thinking a little bit deeper about things. He brings up a good point that, you know, there was a good point made on the chat, though. Let me get back to this. LB Puppy says, please stop saying add such and such next year. I am guilty of that. Auburn alumni is as well. You said the same thing about Sharif, not necessarily me, but everybody, and look at us now. I mean, we couldn't. Sharif's the first one I can remember having this problem. I think it's just kind of a random thing that happens. I don't see any reason to believe that would happen again, but you're right. I think it's fair until they're here. But hell, Sharif was here. He was here and practicing like a month ago. But yeah, until they get on the court, you never really know. I didn't know what to expect from JP tonight. I didn't know what to expect from Chris Moore. I didn't know what to expect from JT. I didn't know. And hell, I'm not sure that we know yet either. We need to see 5 games probably to figure out, hey, is this guy reliable? Is he not? I thought Chris was tremendous tonight in the role that he had. Is he going to be like that every night? Can he bring 5 to 8 points every single night? That'd be huge. Did get a super chat while we were on the horn with Auburn alumni. It was from Hornesius, whom Jeffrey Lee likes to say is the worst poster ever, although I'm not sure, even though he drives a Jeep pickup. But appreciate you, Hornesius. Also, we got just now got a super chat coming through from Blackhawk Driver. He says, Justin Powell is to AU basketball we hoped Mar would be to Auburn football. All hail King Bruce. Yeah, JP was really good today, man. I don't know about Mark Anthony, though. I mean, I think he's going to be good. I just think we overhyped him a little bit. But unlike Mark Anthony, who has not really had a chance to show what he's made of, not necessarily his fault, just deep, JP did have a chance today to show. And I think everybody's pretty damn impressed with what a true freshman could be doing. Playing out of position at point guard. That's huge. He had a huge game. And I think that the common theme between Auburn alumni and AU Storm 20, I'm glad both of them called in because they're great basketball callers, is that it's going to be fun to watch. This team is going to bust its ass all day long. Every game. I just think you have so many dudes you can throw at another team that even if a guy's having an off day, somebody else is going to be able to step up and at least give him hell. And I think against the really talented teams like Tennessee, like Kentucky, like Ole Miss, if they get all their stuff together and they get healthy and everything, it's going to be a challenge every time you play teams like that because they've got really good players and they're really quick, 1 through 5. But at least at this point, Auburn's got a lot of bodies. Their 8, 9, 10 guys are good. And like they said, like Auburn alumni and AU Storm 20 said, it's going to be fun to watch them play. Got a super chat that just came through from ABC Elemno. Says not sure how good St. Joe's was, but good to see Bruce Ball back and a dub. I'll give you a DJ horn to that one. Hell yeah, I will. Thank you for the super chat, ABC. Elemno, did I get that correct? I hope I did. We love super chats around here. Let's see. Pocket Watch says, how badly do we beat the Zags tomorrow? Hey, now. Gonzaga beat Kansas by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that range today in an earlier game at the same arena. And so we'll see how Auburn fares tomorrow. I would guess that Auburn loses that game by 10 to 15, but I don't even think that would be a big deal. Gonzaga is one of the truly elite teams in college basketball right now. They're a team that I think would be a Final Four or bust type situation. I don't think Auburn's in that position. And obviously Auburn's not going to make the Final Four this year because they're not going to participate in the postseason. But I would be interested to know, and I saw a projection somewhat recently, that Auburn would be a bubble team this year, if not for the postseason ban. Yeah, I don't know. They showed a lot of guile today. I'm not sure that they have quite all the skill to beat a bunch of elite teams, but they certainly have the aggression and the depth to do that. Mexican Narwhal Hall says Ole Miss ain't playing for a while. Heard 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I think they've canceled. Ole Miss has their first 4 games. I know Kermit Davis, their head coach, has tested positive, and obviously there's the situation there is a little more deep-seated, so we'll see what happens. Jack has taken the Zags by 25. I think that's fair. I mean, again, Gonzaga's really, really, really good. Like, they're like Auburn was in the final in the road to the Final Four that year. I mean, like, Gonzaga's really, really good. They have a great coach, and they're deep too. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, is this JG Tate?
It is indeed. Who am I speaking with?
This is a long-time listener, first-time caller, only because I gave the proxies the night off. This is Raven P.
Is this you, bro?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I cannot believe you're actually calling in. You had a proxy call in once, as you mentioned, but I've never actually gotten you on the horn.
Yep, I gave him the holiday off, so I figured I'd take this one myself.
Man, you're like royalty on this show, brother. It's great to have you on the phone line tonight. You're down in Florida somewhere?
Almost. Right now we're trucking through South Alabama. But I got to listen to the whole game, it seems like, over the XM.
That's
so
good.
I got a question for you, though.
Lay it on me.
Did it look like it sounded, especially the second half? Because the radio made it sound like we were going through a problem that we had last year, which was the scoring drought without field goals.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there was a 7-0 run there. Second half of about the last 7 minutes of the second half, and I thought offensively they just got a little bogged down, and to me it looked like they just didn't have quite you needed a point guard right there to kind of administrate things and get things sorted out, and they didn't really have that. They never had that all night. I mean, JP was pretty good, but he wasn't like a traditional point guard. So, yeah, they kind of missed that, and at that point I thought St. Joe's was kind of jumping on him a little bit. So, yeah, that was a problem at that point, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, it definitely sounds like we're going to have an exciting team to watch, especially because we're only really playing for ourselves this year. Yes,
that's absolutely true. Just like in '93 football, right?
Right. I'm glad to see that we took some huge strides in getting rebounds, though. Rebounding sounded phenomenal.
Yeah, I think Auburn was plus 14 on the board, so that was huge, and they changed a lot of shots, dude. They only got credit for like 5 blocks, Ravine, but they adjusted probably another 5 or 7 more.
Right.
I cannot wait to see you. I cannot wait to see you look at JT Thor. He will blow your mind, dude. How long he is.
It sounds amazing. I've been really anxious. It's just the timing didn't work out for us to be able to watch the game today, and it's probably not going to work out for me tomorrow either. But I'm hoping that I can watch it on some replay though. So
ABC Alumno said he totally thought you were an Indian guy. I think Hornatius did as well. What's the origin of your name?
It is Indian. I'm only half Indian though.
Oh, you're half Indian.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from North Alabama, pretty much.
Word, okay.
Raised up there, so.
Word, okay.
But you know, that's just I get that reaction a lot.
Okay.
Everybody's a little shocked.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, you're obviously a first ballot Brain Drain Hall of Famer. I mean, no doubt about that. You're like a celebrity. Everybody's fired up in the chat right here. The chat's blowing up saying, I'm so stoked to hear from Ravine.
Great. Well, I'm gonna let everybody else jump on here that actually got to watch the game. It's just great to see that you're still doing this even on the holiday. We all appreciate it.
You bet, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man.
See ya.
Yeah, take it easy.
Bye-bye. There he goes. Ravine, my man. According to Skype, that's the first time he's ever called in. That's awesome. He did call in by proxy at one point, maybe, what was that, 3 months ago, to drop some scoop about the football complex, which ended up being 100% accurate. So that was good. So Poopy Doopy, you got your answer. You thought Ravine was Indian, and you were right. Hornatius says, I've done business with a bunch of Patels. I don't know if he's a Patel. Just says P. Ravine P. BP4AU says, anyone discuss the fact that the first 40 minutes of basketball were the longest in NCAA history, 2.5 hours? Yeah, my wife came up here before halftime. She said, this game isn't even to halftime yet? Oh, it is Ravine Patel. My bad. I thought it was Ravine P. My bad. And he has clarified it's dots, not feathers on the Indian side. Yeah, it was a long game. Does it have the actual time on there? Sometimes it does. Game duration, 240. Wow. That is a long one. It was overtime, though. All right, so to clarify, as you can see there on the schedule pane, we've got Auburn playing Gonzaga at 10 a.m. in the morning. I know you guys are going to get up nice and early from your Thanksgiving night slumber to check that one out. Tigers taking on the top-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs, which is a Pocket Watch would have you know, is a Jesuit school located in Spokane, Washington. Former home of Adam Morrison, John Stockton, and other celebrated players whose names escape me at the moment, but I'm sure there were many. That is not the same as Butler. Totally different schools. V-Spark says, it's crazy how tomorrow's game is only 10.5 point. Auburn's only a 10.5 point dog for Gonzaga. I didn't think it would be that close. You're telling me something right now that I'm surprised by. I'm not a big follower of the line, so I wouldn't have known that, but that surprises me. I thought it would be a little bit more. We got a super chat coming in from War Eagle 0008. Says WDE, good to see Bruce and the boys back. Jay, thoughts on Thor at 5? We talked maybe 3 this summer. Bright future ahead, especially in 21. Yeah, I mean, considering, hold on, I got to finish this thought, caller. Especially considering he took 4 threes tonight. I think he's more of a 3 than he is a 5. But yeah, he played mostly 4 tonight, and I love seeing him and Stretch together. I think that's going to be fun. That's really, I think he's listed at 6'10", and Stretch is probably 6'10", 6'11", something like that. But they're both very bouncy 6'11s, 6'10s, and so it's going to be a problem. Yeah, I just think they're more impactful than Austin was. Even though Austin was really good last year defensively, those guys can jump and they can move in a way that Austin can't. Now, Thor did foul out tonight. Let's see, Pocket Watch says, pretty sure Butler is not a Jesuit school. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about Butler. I know it's located in Indianapolis. That's all I know. With War Eagle saying a bright future ahead, I completely agree. Let's go ahead and I forget when the Skype rings in my ears, it doesn't ring in your ears. So you're not being bothered by this. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. What's happening, JG?
What up, D-Lucky?
I'm good, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanks for tuning in on this Thanksgiving late afternoon, early evening, brother. I know you've been here since the beginning.
I have been. It worked out very well for me. I was a little conflicted having the Cowboys and Auburn basketball on simultaneously. I made the call to watch Auburn basketball, and I'm very grateful that I went that route.
Yeah, you've been loving those Cowboys since Dorsett and Danny White and back in those days, eh?
Yes. It's tough times right now. So.
Oh, are they losing?
But they got their ass kicked. It's ugly.
Damn.
Ugly.
I never lived in Dallas, but I did live in Washington for 1 year, so I guess I like the Redskins more than the Cowboys. But don't hate me for it. I don't hate the Cowboys.
Oh, it's all good. Like I said, I'm a Tony Kornheiser fan. I listen to Washington sports all the time.
That's right. You're the one who got me on that.
Yeah. I'm behind the wall. That's what I feel like. I know more about the Redskins than I do most NFL teams.
So what excited you most about this win tonight, D. Lucky? There's a lot of things to choose from.
And by the way, Washington football team. Sorry. Did not mean to say the R word. Let's see. Excited. I mean, it's probably the same thing a lot of folks have said. I thought the length was going to be a benefit. I didn't realize how much until I saw them all out on the court together. And it's, when there's really, really tall guys on the court and average size people, you can kind of tell the guys like super tall. Like you don't even get how big Stretch and JT are because the other people that are out there with them are 6'5" and 6'2".
Yes.
It's like they're above average height as well. So it's like just a really, really long athletic team. And I think that's going to pay off, just for years to come for us. Really sucks, the whole Sharif situation. I know we talked a little bit about what we felt the one missing piece was a shooter, somebody you could get the ball to at the end of the game. And it looks like, JP might have that in him, but he might be required to be on the ball a little bit more than we would otherwise like. So might not be as developed as we would like it to be. So we'll see how the Sharif situation resolves itself and then kind of go from there. It's a development year, so great. If Justin gets that much more time on the ball, then, I'm sure it'll help his prospects for NFL and otherwise down the stretch. But I think it'll be good for the team as well.
You mean NBA, right?
Yes.
Word. Yeah, so I agree. If you get Sharif back, then that kind of opens up JP in a way where he can go back to where he belongs, which is spot-up shooter, and I think he would be even more valuable. But it's amazing, D. Lucky, that he could just step in there and be a credible point guard right off the bat. That's insane to me. Like, it's so hard to do.
Well, and he and Turbo, they're very different in how they approach the game, and that was kind of evident in what they did. And I think Turbo could actually be a better version of what we need. And like I said in the chat, he just wouldn't look to score as much. And it's probably hard for him because he's never played the position. So his inclination is to try to score, which isn't necessarily bad. But there are just some plays that he left out there where if a distributing point guard is there, they make a nice bounce pass to someone else to score versus taking, an 18-foot jump shot off of the second pass in the possession. It's just those kinds of things where getting the team in rhythm is your primary focus versus, I could take the step back three-pointer, but I don't have to. I can kind of get that shot whenever in the shot clock. So let's see if we can, run a little bit more offense and get us a better shot. With all the people that we've got on the team, I mean, and the offensive rebounders too. It's just if you just get a reasonable shot up, we got a pretty good chance to score on that possession. So you just gotta, let those things play out, not be so aggressive in trying to score from him.
Yeah. Plus 17 rebounds tonight, 21 offensive rebounds for the Auburn Tigers, including 5 from Stretch. Good God, man. It seemed like all night. Like it was just so many offensive rebounds. Ugh.
It was, and I think that's going to be a continuing theme all year. I just think that's going to be one of the things that we will have an advantage at. And it's a welcome sight from all the years where, we were the shortest folks on the court, and it was, good. Who's going to get us 5 rebounds tonight was our ask, and we get, we can have some folks get double doubles easy, multiple spots.
Yes.
And as deep as the team was for all the folks that Bruce rotated in a tight ball game and everything else, I mean, it was just really good to see. Yeah,
he wasn't scared to play anybody. He gave everybody some chances.
No. Gave everybody a chance, good rotation. There's some that, I think worked better for the fluidity of the offense a little bit better. When Thor was in and kind of helping bring the ball up, I think that absolutely released some pressure off of Justin because it was when they were just doing that it was just a little light press, but just pressing on the inbound and then kind of backing off. we had a couple of possessions where we were probably at the 4 count on the 5-second inbounds, and just like that's a little bit more heartache than I want on the inbound plays. So when there's somebody else that can get it to him and get it right back and take that pressure off of him, I think that'll help him also with all of his point guard responsibilities. Just somebody else who can bring it up for him every once in a while to start the offense.
Yeah, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. And I agree, JT looked pretty good. I mean, considering he's 6'10".
He's 6'10". He needs to be eating. Wherever he is right now,
he needs to be eating. Holy shit, that's hilarious. He is very thin and very long, yes.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So hopefully, he's young. He probably won't be here 2 years.
Yeah.
So by the time he leaves as a sophomore, he'll probably look very different. But yeah, he needs to be protein bars and milkshakes, one in each hand. Let it rip.
I know somebody could help him. JJ Pegues might be able to help him. Let's put those guys together in a room and see what happens.
There we go.
Yeah.
One of you's coming out.
All right, so we got Gonzaga tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it, D-Lucky.
Oh, yeah, Breakfast with Bruce.
There it is. I knew a lot of people might have a chance to watch it.
Call it.
Breakfast with Bruce, that's what I'll call it. I'll have something for breakfast. Sure. Hell yeah. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, it's gonna be a step up in competition, but can't get better if you don't play better.
Yep. All right, D-Lucky. Hall of Famer you are.
Appreciate you, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody else out there. Appreciate y'all.
See you, man. There he is, legend D-Lucky. Yeah, he would definitely be on our Mount Rushmore of brain drainers. Great caller, great chatter, great super chatter, just all around stud. Sneaky good on the bunker. Doesn't post a lot, but when he does, you need to pay attention. He's like an E.F. Hutton type of poster. Let's see. Kanumet says JT's plus minus was brutal today, minus 18. Yeah, you're right. That's really interesting. So he had a first shift. Let's see, he played 15 minutes, which is probably 4 shifts. He had the first shift, and it wasn't going well. They were just the whole team was just kind of wobbly. That is interesting. I mean, plus minus can be misleading for a game. We'll see how he's sitting after about 3 or 4 games. That's usually not too misleading. But yeah, interesting. I didn't think JT was super good today. But D-Lucky was saying if he could just kind of maybe – it's weird to think that a 6'10" forward might be able to help you bring the ball up, but he looked all right doing that, honestly. He'd probably get even – he'd get better if he was doing it more. Stu Pup jumps in with a super chat, keeping his super chat streak alive at about 1,000 every show. Stu Pup shows up to super chat, says, Happy Thanksgiving, Swoogans. Taking a page from Alpha Tiger's book. Thank you, Stu Pup. You're the man, bro. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How you doing, JG?
What up? Who I got on the horn?
Deezer 13.
Deezer, what up? I get you and Mama Do That mixed up. My bad.
No, you're perfectly fine.
Deezer 13, you're calling in from somewhere out toward the West End, right?
I am, yes. I'm in Las Vegas right now.
Yes, sir. I call that the West End. It's west of me, brother. All right, did you have a chance to watch this one?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, you did. Okay, what got you? What are you most encouraged about?
I would have to say that I'm surprised at how, sometimes you get passed down from team to team, certain skills, certain things, and just the grit that we ended up saying about the team last year. The team was so gritty. And for a young team like this to have apparently caught that bit of way to be gritty like that at the end of the game, because you could look at some of the close-ups they were showing at the kids' faces when they're in between plays or going to the foul line, and in their eyes, it just looked unflappable. And they were not worried about being down. They just did what they needed to do and got it to overtime and then eventually won the game.
Did a bunch of that last year, and here they go. They pick it right back up with basically a whole new team. I mean, there's a lot of dudes on this team that are brand new,
Exactly.
They still got that toughness, so you got to give BP credit for that and his staff. Just that's their culture. They in practice, he busts their ass if they're dragging. And you see it on the game.
A man apparently can give other men his own DNA.
That's another classic line right there after D. Lucky said last call, JT Thor, whatever he needs to be doing, he needs to be eating.
Wow. Yeah, JT, I think his upper body, I was surprised to see he's got some arms, but definitely needs to work on that lower body. When I looked at Stretch, he's beefed up. He's got to have put on at least 25 pounds.
Yeah, he looks like a real badass.
Yeah, and he is intense. He is intense out there.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Nick Richards from UK last year. Very emotional, long, tall, defensive, just raising hell all the time. I like that about him. He's going to be the heart and soul of this team for sure.
Definitely, but I won't put that prima donna umbrella of Kentucky over top of him.
Fair enough.
He's going to be a worker.
He is. He looks like a worker
For
to
sure.
me, and he was last year. I mean, I know he was practicing and living in anonymity last year, but he was balling out in practice. He plays hard all the time.
Yeah, and Bruce had made comments too. He is very verbal, and even when he came in first day, he was defensively. He's the one communicating more than anybody else, and that's a great sign.
Absolutely.
Great sign.
I think this is a big win for Auburn. I know in the long scheme of things, I mean, I don't know if St. Joe's a really good team. Maybe they will be, maybe they won't be. But just to kind of be down late, to kind of founder around there late in the second half, and then just kind of sack up and win in overtime. You mentioned this earlier in your call. I mean, that's a really good sign.
Absolutely. And St. Joe's, they were popping 25-plus three-pointers and nailing them. And that's something you're probably not going to see from Gonzaga because they're not going to take those shots. They don't, as a team, they don't feel like they need to take those shots. So it had kind of an NCAA tournament type first, second round feel to it, with St. Joe's just going, all out and giving it everything they had. And I felt like they did do that. And some of their guys probably played some of the best games they're going to have all year, going after a big-time SEC team who we didn't have a NCAA tournament last year, so we're a Final Four team as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, hell yeah. The last Final Four, Auburn was in it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And, so you look at that. I don't expect us to win in the morning, but they're going to play their butts off, and they'll probably be better tomorrow than they were tonight. So we'll just see what happens.
Like the earlier callers were saying, man, it's going to be a fun game to watch, fun team to watch, and I think tomorrow's going to be a fun game to watch. Just don't, and I don't think you are, but I'm just talking to a regular Auburn fan. Don't go into it thinking, hey, this is like the Final Four. We're going to beat Gonzaga. We got all these players. Like, let's just see how they handle it. There's going to be a lot of pressure. A lot of these Gonzaga players are elite player of the year type players.
Yeah.
Let's just see how they handle it. Let them handle it.
Yeah, they're going to have their hands full with that Timmy guy. They're one of their big guys. He can shoot from outside. He's great on the post. He passes well. He's a good on-ball defender as a big. He can come out and guard a stretch 4 or 5. He gets to the basket. And then their guards, the Kisper, that guy, he really didn't have a good shooting day against Kansas today, but he's capable of nailing as many points as he needs to. And the freshman they have, unbelievable. That guy was outstanding today. I think he had 24 points and 8 assists, something like that.
Yeah, Jalen Suggs.
So they're extremely talented.
Jalen Suggs is his name. He's like 6'4", really, really good freshman. And he's going to be really good. And you mentioned Drew Timme is really one of the really elite big guys in the game. So, I mean, they're loaded, dude. And I'm looking at Ken Palm right now, and they've got Gonzaga going undefeated. So,
they don't have much of a conference schedule, but hey.
Nah, you're right about that. They do have to play Todd Golden, former Auburn assistant Todd Golden, who now is the head coach at San Francisco. They're going to have to go through him, though, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be their biggest speed bump.
See, it doesn't look like they're playing in Nevada, though. No, it doesn't look like it.
That is a whole different little world up there, that upper Northwest area. It's way different than down here.
They're weird. I don't know.
Well, everybody's weird out west. It's kind of what we are.
Hey, man, I lived out there until I was 14 years old, so I get it.
Yeah, San Diego area.
Yeah. People are weird out there, too.
That's why they have a zoo out there for you.
I'm just saying. I live near the Wild Animal Park. I mean, that's just what I is.
Is that what you call it, a wild animal park?
Hey, now.
Love you, JD.
All right, Deezer.
I'll let you go.
See you,
Happy
brother.
Thanksgiving.
Hey, you too,
All
man.
my Auburnites out there. Let's beat Gonzaga tomorrow. Woo!
Appreciate it, bro.
Y'all have a good night.
See ya. Yeah, he was bringing up. Looks like he watched some of that Gonzaga game today. Drew Timme was disgusting. He's a disgusting player. And so is this freshman they got, Jalen Suggs. Good God. He went off today. So, yeah, it's going to be a challenge, man. Definitely going to be a challenge. I'm tempted to wrap it up. We got a lot of folks on here. I thought we would peak today at about 35 viewers, and we peaked at like 128. Unbelievable. But I mean, here's the truth. I got a party going in my house right now, so I probably ought to get going. So yeah, here's another reason why we're probably gonna get going is that we got a game at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so we got to get a good night's sleep and get ready for that game. It's an important game. I mean, Auburn's, like we mentioned earlier, I think 11-point favorite, 11-point underdog, I should say. But I still think it's going to be a very cool game to watch, to see Auburn taking on the number one team and just see how. Because Auburn's got a lot of talent and a lot of youthful enthusiasm and a lot of depth. And just to see, you throw all that at Gonzaga and you just say, so let's see what happens. Got some people asking about Bob Loblob, also known as Bob Loblolly. I was asking about the latest on Sharif. Forrest B says, what's your prediction for the Sharif situation? It's so hard to read this right now. Everybody's being so quiet about it. Auburn's side is being quiet about it, and the Sharif, the Cooper family side is being very quiet about it. So, if I had to guess, I would say that he doesn't play for Auburn. He ends up taking an overseas contract and plays overseas and tries to get in the NBA draft next year without having played a game for Auburn. I mean, I'm not saying I want that. I just said I think that's what will happen. I don't know when he's got to make a decision, though. You know, I don't know when those seasons start in Lithuania or Turkey or wherever. He could go over there and play, probably make $500,000 doing that, and then you go into the NBA. LB Puppy says, I'm assuming he's academically ineligible. If I had to guess, I don't think that's what it is. If I had to guess, I don't think it's academic. I think it's something else. The game against UCF is going to be at 6 o'clock on Monday night. So I don't think that's going to interfere with any football stuff. No, I don't think so, no. We got Iron Bowl on Saturday afternoon, 2:30 Central Time. Of course, we'll be doing a long brain drain on that one. I mean, that's a big game. I know Auburn's a, 23-point underdog on that one. Caddy Wumpus says, don't wrap it up. The in-laws are still eating. I need this. Oh, gosh. I hate to do that, man. I've just got a party going on downstairs. Let's see. Canoe Man says, will he be ready next season for the association? I mean, that's the thing, dude. I don't know. Some people who watched him practice they thought he was a good player. They weren't blown away. Like, they didn't think he was like, oh my God, like he's an NBA player right now, you know. I think he had some work I think he has work to do to get to that point. I'll put it that way. Yeah, I'm probably going to wrap it up there, guys. I know we had a bunch of folks hanging out today. But this completely blew away my expectations for this particular stream because, you know, we were just kind of rolling along. Thanksgiving night, you know, who's going to be watching? I mean, I knew we had our usual badasses would be here, but wasn't sure. I know D Lucky was here super, super early. War Eagles 02 was here super, super early. Pocket Watch has been here. Canoe Man's been here. I mean, obviously. Oh, Matthew Scott, I don't know why you have to use your bad mouth like that. It's bad. You're mean. Also, let's review some of these badass super chatters. Pocket Watch, Crocodile, who left, but we still love him. Ryan S., who I think might be gone, but we still love him. Eric O., who set Barb straight earlier, thank God. Caddy Wumpus, one of the best names on the bunker. Fat Crack, Spread Attack, U18, S Sim 008. Hall of Famer D Lucky, Hornatius, who you'd have to say he's a Hall of Famer, even though he drives a Jeep pickup truck. Blackhawk Driver, ABC Alemno, War Eagle 0008, who calls in sometimes, did not call in today, but we still love him. And then Stu Pup, who, seriously, he has like a... That was weird. My chat box was gone for a second. Who is an absolute beast. His super chat streak is like unbeatable. Cleveland Browns says, have a good one, JG. Have a good one to you, brother, man. Scott says, great job, JG. Save the daughter's boyfriend encounter for G-Pits. Oh, yeah, we probably have to talk about that on G-Pits, don't we? It wasn't too bad, though. He was actually on. He chatted earlier, and his name is Tucker. So if you ever see a Tucker chat on here, that's him. It went all right. He seems like a pretty cool kid, honestly, all things considered. I mean, I know what he's plotting. You know, I mean, let's be real about it. So we're never going to be that great, but he seems cool. Canoe Man also gives Ravine some love for his call. We're so glad to hear from Ravine. Joseph C. says, hey, Joseph, word. Ketty Wumpus says, JG, don't be hungover tomorrow morning. No. You know I know how to beat that, bro. First of all, you got to stay hydrated. That'll fix it 95% of the time, at least for me. And then when you go to bed, you want to go ahead and take an allergy pill, which I've already taken. You want to make sure you get a Tums in you, whether you feel like you need it or not. You need a multivitamin, preferably a vitamin B and vitamin C and vitamin D. I don't know about A, but I just take a multivitamin that hits all of those. Pretty much if you do that, man, you're going to be Gucci, okay? You don't even have to – let people say, hey, man, you got to fill up your belly with a bunch of bread. Don't worry about that. You don't have to do that, okay? So we'll be back on the air tomorrow. The game starts at 10. I'll probably be back on live about 9:40, 9:45, something like that, Central Time. Our friends in the Eastern Time Zone, you know what to do. It's an hour later. And we'll pick up this Gonzaga game and talk it out. And then on Saturday, we'll be doing a long thing for the Iron Bowl. And we'll just be doing our thing. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Until then, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars, and just keep being awesome. Love you guys. See ya.